It's January 8th, 2022, and this is our second show of our new series, and it's off to a great start. And what we're doing, for any of you who don't know, is now we're taking a topic and exploring it over the weekend. We have our Friday night show, which is a Zoom meeting. Last night's Friday night show was amazing, very interactive and wonderful connection with our panelists and with you, our audience. Then on Saturday night, kind of similar to what we did on Saturday Night Live, it's a fast paced inspirational variety show with music and dance and presenters going deeper into the topic. And then we wrap it up on Sunday on my Sacred Sunday show, where a couple of us will really go into okay, what have we learned? And what are the tools? What are the practices? And this weekend, I have been so blessed. I've been co creating this, and really, she's brought in all of her friends, or some of her friends, with Larissa Stowe. And I'm going to bring on Larissa right now. Larissa, it's been really, really wonderful working with you, and I'm so excited about tonight's show.
I am so grateful to be here with you and with everyone, Scott. This is, to me, the most exciting conversation that we could be having right now, the most important conversation that we could be having.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we're at that fork in the road in consciousness, and I believe we're going to go in that direction. That's going to just take us to a whole other level
Yeah,
of love.
absolutely, absolutely. And I want to welcome everybody watching right now on Facebook. We just went live on about 125, 150 Facebook groups and pages. A big thank you to John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network for making that happen. I also want to thank Unify. A lot of you are watching us on Unify. And anybody watching on Facebook, you can still come into our Zoom room where we have a lot of really wonderful direct interaction with our audience. It's really easy. Just open up a browser, go to globalpeacetribe.com, and right away you'll see a banner that says register for the new season, and register there. It takes about a minute, and we get your email address. You'll immediately receive a link that gets you straight into our Zoom room. So please do join us because it's really fun to interact. And I'm going to briefly kind of go through who some of our presenters are tonight. And we've got some really, really wonderful people. Um, we are going to have as our keynote speaker Charles Eisenstein. We just watched, those of us in the early Zoom Room show, a beautiful, beautiful video by Charles, and it's powerful. And so Charles is going to be joining us shortly, and he's our keynote speaker, so we're really happy to have Charles with us. Um, and we also are going to have some of the people that have been on our regular show. We're going to have Nirka, and is she coming up? She is. There's Nirka. She'll be joining us a little bit later in the evening, so we're excited about having Nirka with us. And we have, let me now put the spotlight on. Here we go. Michelle Anderson. And you've seen Michelle Anderson on Saturday Night Live. She's very involved with Disclosure Fest, and she's got Awakening Code Radio, which is really an important way to get information. And she's been doing that for 10 years. I've only been doing this for not quite 2 years. She's been doing it for 10 years. So, Michelle, I so appreciate the great work that you do. Thank you so, so much for that. We also have Susan Huff with us. Susan's new to my world. Where is she? There she is. There's Susan. And like, so many of us coming from our living room. And Susan is a CTI trained life coach. She's an energy healer. She's an intuitive. And we're going to learn all about a wonderful organization that she leads called Wisdom Spring, helping teenagers be of service. And she does a great job. So welcome, Susan. It's great to have you with us. We also have Jody Potiker. And Jody is passionate. Wait till you meet this woman. She loves supporting people to find ease and connection, recognizing these are challenging times. Get this, she has hosted over 2,000 online and live events for the past 10 years,
Yes.
mostly working with women loving women. So Jody, I know what that's like, and you've got me beat. I have not. I've only been doing this for 5 years, and your numbers are remarkable. But your passion is beautiful, and it's so nice having you
Thank
with
you.
us. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also are going to have with us doing spoken word, and he's one of the major WEvolutioners. We're going to have with us Terrell Washington, and Terrell. I've heard so much about you from Larissa. When we first started designing this, she said, "Oh, we got to get Terrell Washington." And he is a mixed media sustainable artist of social change, helping to heal the social traumas and problems of our world. And he's going to bless us with some wonderful spoken words. So we're really grateful to have you with us tonight, Terrell. We also are going to have joining us a little bit later tonight Jason Firth. And honestly, Jason's mother just passed away. We had arranged for him to be on the show, and as it turned out, the memorial for his mother was a few hours ago. And we said, "Well, do you still want to do the show?" And he said, "Yeah, I want to sing." So he's going to actually do our closing song. So we're really excited to have all of you with us. And I'm now going to turn it back over to my wonderful co pilot, Larissa. Tell us, what is the WEvolution?
The WEvolution, Scott, and thank you, is about dropping from our minds and our 3D monkey mind perceptions and dropping into the heart. And not only just dropping into the heart, taking that heart and dropping it into the entire body. And I look at the heart as being love, being that very wise navigational system that connects us to soul and spirit. And it's about embodying that completely. So taking that heart-centered awareness, embodying it, truly bringing heaven on earth, because love is heaven. So we make heaven real on earth when we lead from love. So the WEvolution is calling for all of us to link arms, link hearts, in a unified vision of focusing on what we want to create in this world, not what we don't want to create. And what I think is amazing about right now is we are definitely in this state of polarization where people are really looking at what they don't want. There's a lot of against energy that's happening right now. It's like, I'm right, you're wrong energy. And what's amazing about that is it's giving us insight into, you know what, this isn't working. And if we're not careful, we could go down a path that could take us even into deeper disconnection, when what we all really want is connection. What we all really want is to love and to be loved. So this is a choice point. Now that we see that this way of being, of focusing on what we don't want, is not working, it's time to focus on what we do, where we share core values, the core values of community, of love, of family, connected relationships, sustainability on this planet. If we're going to have sustainability, it's going to come from loving the planet so much, rather than thinking about, how we're going to make money off of her. That's going to come from love, because what would love do? Love would want to take care of the planet. And so in a unified vision, the WEvolution is about the we of us, of all of us, in that unified vision of love, walking forward. What can we do to make this world better? And it's also weaving our talents, as we all are so inspired when we are sharing our gifts with the world. So why not share those gifts for the greater good, for the collective, and sustainability for the planet? That is the WEvolution. That's what we're calling for as a collective. It's a conversation that is gaining momentum. It's a necessary conversation. And the more we talk about this, the more we're going to birth this, because this is truly a time to birth this new awareness, to birth ourselves into that fifth dimension, and to have love lead. That is the WEvolution.
Beautiful. I'm so grateful to have you with us. And by the way, people asked, is Larissa going to sing tonight? Yes, we are going to get Larissa singing from her heart as she just did with her beautiful words. And Larissa, do you want to introduce Terrell to our audience?
I would love to introduce Terrell. So, Terrell is a dear, beloved friend. I've known Terrell for years, and he is an incredible inspiration. He mixes, you can see his art behind him. He's an incredible artist. I have like two of his pieces in my home. He's incredible at doing hair, like creating art within hair. He's the one who got me all into wrapping my hair and having fun with that. Um, Creating art wherever you go, like being art in your life. He is also this amazing poet. And I love the way he mixes his vocals because he's a beautiful singer. He's a Renaissance man. Terrell is truly a Renaissance man. And he's been one of our leaders on the Shakti Love Warrior group page, leading meditations every other week on, is it Saturday? Yeah, on Saturdays. And he has been writing a new book inspired by what is happening in our Love Warriors group. And he has had this passion for a while of seeing the we, and it inspired him to actually start sharing about it and creating a book of poetry around the we. So I'm excited for our beloved Terrell to share tonight his beautiful poetry and his beautiful voice and inspire us to embody what the we feels like even more.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Larissa, for saying such wonderful things about me. It makes me feel good about who I am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Because it is about the we. It is. Truly is. And it's being in that state of wonder, that state of WEvolution is so wonderful in our united state of we. And yes, I've been speaking about it for a while, and I love the fact that when I joined your Love Warriors, I started out as a poem, and now it's become a book.
Well, will you share some with us? Love,
Yes,
will you share? Will you
Yes.
dive on in there and share with us?
I'll dive some of it with, yes, I'm ready. It is a story, a human story, a content of knowing and being of the universal human story. We are warriors of water, which means we are warriors of life, living in the pain and the glory of the united state of we. It is a WEvolution, a firm way of being, standing within the content of our human story to honor our story of being warriors of water, living in the state of we, and our WEvolution coming together as we fall into place to become unified within the heart and the mind, as we rise in love and solution, while we as people are taking our steps of expansion and alignment of our souls and our spirits. We all want a healing, a chance to rise, a healing outside of our human warring of the mind and the heart. It is a unified challenge confronting the lack of alignment of our hearts and our minds, taking steps to learn how to be the grounded in how we are to be awakened to our sacred power as we stand away from historical and modern toxicity, grief, and pain. We are changing old echoes, transforming them into new echoes as we take more grounded, graceful steps of expansion to create a state of no more division in our thoughts and in our hearts. We are the living breaths of the WEvolution. We take it in, we let it out. It becomes a circle of love, the circle of being in the well of wisdom. And we love it because we are love warriors. We need to step into our inclusiveness and the state of our revolution, our state of constant self-love. We take it to our trade. Home to heart. We are the WEvolution.
Thank you, Terrell. We're having a little bit, I think it's freezing for others too right now. Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit. That was beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. And I think, people certainly, even though the audio at the end went out, we were able to really feel the energy. And Terrell is going to be back and do a little more spoken word for us a little bit later on. And anybody who wants to learn more, definitely follow him on Instagram. And his Instagram place is called Sacred in Modern Times. Isn't that a lovely thought? Let's find the sacred in modern times, and that's where you'll find Terrell. So thank you very much again, Terrell. And thank you, Louisa, for bringing him on. And we now get to bring on our keynote speaker, and it's Charles Eisenstein. There is Charles. And many of us watched his incredibly beautiful movie, God of the Tribe. People were crying. And for those of you who missed it, we're going to show it at the very end of the show again. At the end of the after show, we're going to show it again. Because it is so perfect for this WEvolution theme of the weekend. And I'm imagining that most of you know Charles, but if you don't, he's a contemporary essayist. He's a speaker. He's the author of several books, including The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible. Doesn't that sum it up also? Charles, I'm so grateful that you agreed to be with us. He's been on the show on Saturday Night Live a few times, but when Luis and I were putting this show together, it was like, oh my God, can we get Charles? Because you speak to the WEvolution in your own unique way so wonderfully well. So with that, we are eager to hear what you have to say at this precious time in our history.
Well, thank you, Scott and Larissa, for having me on again and having this opportunity to speak to, I imagine that there are people besides you two listening to me, or besides me now, since you just spotlighted my video, I'm looking at myself. So in that case, maybe I'll speak to myself and speak to what I want to hear or what I need to hear. Yeah, they used to like call you crazy if you were like just like talking to like to your television set, right?
Oh.
If you're, yeah, but now we have this whole arrangement where we imagine that there are people on the other end. But I'm kind of joking around, obviously. But it's also true that it's like Thoreau said, it takes two to speak the truth, one to speak and one to hear. The same words that might be truth to one person may not be truth to another person. The words that can be medicine to one person could be poison to another person. And this is one of the limitations of digital media, or at least the broadcast model of it is I can't see your faces. So although I also will invoke the WEvolution here, and not be limited by what my physical senses can pick up. Because I do believe that if I tune in through the wires, through the satellite connections and so forth, that I do have a sense of the other people listening, the other people watching. I can't see the smile on your face, but there's something that I can feel. If I'm speaking to a live audience, in person, I can see the expressions, I can hear the laughter, see the tears, hear the boos and catcalls, the gasps, whatever it happens to be. So it's, even if I'm the speaker, it's still a two-way conversation if I'm tuning into that. And And I think that it's possible right now. And the way that it happens is through the one person that I do have sensory contact with, which is myself. So I'm kind of not actually fully joking when I say I'm just going to talk to myself and say what I need to hear, because what I need to hear probably is what a lot of people need to hear. Because we're not separate, because everything in you is in me in some way. And this WEvolution is not a traditional revolution in which a revolutionary vanguard who has achieved political or some kind of spiritual consciousness leads the way and brings everybody else along with them. This is a fundamentally different movement that, in fact, cannot make any progress if it leaves anybody behind. So, yeah, that said, one thing that I am needing to hear right now, Larissa was talking about the focusing on what we don't want. And when life confronts us with a lot of what we don't want, it's kind of hard not to focus on that. When the beauty, the things that I do want are narrowed down to just a single thread that I sometimes lose sight of. And it seems that the I don't want is the totality. And from that dim vantage point, it seems like there's not a lot of hope for a more beautiful world. Yet, even, and I don't know, maybe some of you have gone through this as well, like episodes of despair in the time of COVID, even, or for some other reason in your life, even after days, weeks, could be months, could be years of unrelenting oppression, internal or external. All it takes is one little thing to remind you of that thread, to put that thread back in your hands. And all of a sudden, hope springs anew. For the hope to ignite so easily means that it was always there. And the only reason that it could always be there is that it is a premonition of the future. It's a real thing. It's a real possibility. It is always present as a gateway for the future to communicate to the present, which is maybe another way of saying what the short film that you showed was saying, that help is always available to us. The deeper the despair, the more powerful the help that comes in the right moment. Because actually was I supposed to be being really positive here? But I am actually being positive in the sense of incorporating the negative into a larger positivity. Because these times of despair, these times of darkness, where you close in on yourself, that closing in forms a kind of a cauldron in which a transformational process happens. And who knows what wisdom understands how long that transformational process needs, how long the alchemy requires before, like for one thing, I mean, just like on a really simple level, we took so much for granted in our lives. And how long am I supposed to be talking anyway?
Let me, I'll come in for a moment. You're doing great.
Yeah.
And we've got like 15 minutes set aside for you.
All right.
And I should have showed you that you can always go to gallery view as a panelist and see the panelists. So if you're wanting connection.
Oh, I'm just messing with you. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you a question actually on something you said. So, how do you manage personally And then any advice for us finding that balance of acknowledging the very real pain of these transformational times, whatever that pain might be. For some of us, it's loss of jobs, loss of friends, loss of activities. For some people, it's the pain of the social media civil war that's taking place. Finding that balance of acknowledging and being empathic to the pain while remaining inspired, without it becoming a spiritual bypass of, oh, la di da, we're all going to make it through the birth canal. It seems to be a razor's edge to really be willing to acknowledge the pain that people are going through while keeping our eye on the prize of planetary transformation. So you kind of
Yeah.
touched on that, and I just wanted to riff on it and get your input on it.
Yeah. I mean, that, we could have an hour-long conversation about that. So I think it's not actually so much a matter of balance, finding the balance between those, but expanding our capacity to feel all of those things, and understanding that the more that we feel the pain, the more capacity we also have to recognize and feel the joy and to serve that. And that goes for ourselves and for others. So to be able to look at another person and to go into their very real to them pain without patronizing it, without thinking that I would do better in your situation, without thinking that they shouldn't be feeling this, but to go there fully. And at the same time, stand with them in a story in which that pain has not taken over their identity. Because normally we human beings, we will build stories about ourselves and the world that actually perpetuate the pain. They make a meaning out of it that it may not have. We are naturally meaning-making animals. But the meanings that we make about, it could be the other person, it could be about something that's happened to us in our lives, these meanings become reifying structures that hold us in a stasis. And to exit that, and there's actually, like I was saying before with the cauldron of despair, there's actually a reason to stay in that state of being, that the narrative, that the story holds us in. There's a reason to hang out there for as long as it takes that process to be complete. But what helps that process be complete is the full experience and attention to that state of being. I hope I'm not being too abstract here, because what I'm really saying is that you sit with somebody in that bardo, in that place of, and it could be despair, it could be joy, it could be celebration too, because celebration, that's what allows us to integrate the positive so that we recognize it in our bodies and can carry it forward in the future and recognize how precious those things are that we are celebrating. Because a lot of what's gone on in the last, I could say a couple of years, couple of decades, it's because we have not fully valued the things that are actually precious in life. Would we be doing this to the planet if we fully valued the beauty and sacredness of all living beings? Would we have done this to society if we fully valued hugs and singing together and all the things that we lost during COVID? Like, it's through this obliviousness that allows us to desecrate the sacred. And so I would just call at the beginning of the year, I would call on myself, because after all, this is about what I need to hear. I would call on myself and anybody else who resonates with it to bring more celebration into our lives so that we know in our bones what's actually precious here.
Beautiful. I want to, first of all, thank you. I know it's East Coast, and so thank you for being with us.
Yes.
And Larissa, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Charles, you were just, I just have to say, like the vibration, like your heart and your love is just beaming through. And what you're saying about celebration, like celebrating life and celebrating each other and connecting, is it's truly it's not woo woo anymore. It's not out there. It's absolutely necessary. If we're going to make it as a
Yeah.
species on this planet.
Yeah, like it's not a cliche, it's for real and it's really practical to celebrate.
Absolutely practical.
It's not
Yeah.
some frivolous thing that once you've solved all the world's problems, then you can, indulge yourself in some celebration. I mean, it is a key part of the process.
We need to sing. We need to chant.
And we can hear the singing is about to happen. In a moment, we
I know.
are going to have singing. That's the guitar in the background. I want to let people know how they can get more Charles.
Yes,
I
please.
recently signed up for this. He's got Substack is, at least for me, a relatively new application, and it's a way to follow Charles. And he is tracking what's going on in our world in really, really interesting ways. So if you go to charleseisenstein.org, then you'll see where you can then go onto his essays. You can register on Substack, and you can choose what you're going to pay. They structure it in some pretty creative ways, and his writings are just beautiful. And again, stick around because we are going to show his video again at the end of the show. Charles, anything you'd like for us to know about? First of all, that video is so beautiful. How did that come to you?
Oh, well, first I want to just, when you said you choose what you want to pay, zero is welcome also. And most people pay zero, so don't be intimidated by pay, all right? And as for where that came from, I mean, I'm happy if you do pay, that's good, but
And I want to encourage people to pay because we need to support our musical artists and we need
Yes.
to support our great thinkers.
If it feels right and good and clear to you, then yeah. And as for where the story came from, it comes from the place that all true stories come from. And I began telling that story, like it started off with maybe a more rudimentary version. And every time I told it, more of the story would be revealed to me. But it feels very much like a story that I discovered bit by bit rather than anything I made up. And that's why it carries such a quality of truth.
Yeah.
If I had just made it up, it wouldn't have the quality of truth. So I'm more of a servant of that story. And I do think that I, and also Aubrey Marcus and the people that he got together to animate it, served it really well. So I feel really good about that one. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's, I put out to everybody who out there has had a moment where like, wow, why am I in this crazy place? But then there's also the moment of, I'm here for a purpose. Oh, wow, I'm here for planetary transformation. And one of our common refrains on this show has been, we are the ones we're waiting for. This is the time we've been preparing for. And I feel like your video, that story, helps us to track that. And it's a beautiful imagining that whether you want to say that we came from the astral plane or from another world, we are here to help bring in this new world. And it's freaking hard. And it's dense. And there's moments where all the sensitive people, and most of the people on this show are sensitive and empathic, where it's like dense and it's hard. And it's I love how you really tackled that in the film. It's very beautiful, Charles.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of celebration, we are going to go straight into some music. Benj is back.
Yay!
No need to fear. Benj and Larissa are here. Take it away, you two.
Before we start, I just want to acknowledge again, Charles, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful share. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. The song that we're going to share with you right now is The Peacemakers, because it's a song to me that really truly embodies the WEvolution. and lifting it up and lifting up that vibration in ourselves and remembering who we are. Hey, yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Love, 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 love your enemy. Love, 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 love your enemies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do good, 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 good to those who hurt you. Do good, 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 good to those who hurt you. We're gonna sing it again. Sing with us. Love, 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 love your enemies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, 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 love your enemies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do good, 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 good to those who hurt you. Do good, 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 good to those who hurt you. Yeah, 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 yeah. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be called. We shall be called children of God. Children of God. Children of God. Bless, bless, bless those who curse you. Bless, 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 bless those who curse you. Oh, and pray, pray, pray for those who abuse you. And pray, pray, pray for those who abuse you. Yeah, 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 yeah. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be called. We shall be called children of God. Children of God. Children of God. Children of love. Oh, feeling it into our hearts, dropping into who we really are. We're in an incredible time right now. We're in the time that we chose to incarnate. This is our time. Every single one of us who is here on this Zoom right now, who is watching on Facebook or wherever you're coming from, you are here in this moment because you are saying yes to love. You're here because you have chosen to transcend the polarity that's happening on the planet and to drop from your mind into your heart. You are here because you are the ones that we have been waiting for in the WEvolution. You are the ones that have been called to this planet in this time to raise the vibration. The world is changing because we are changing. What we thought wasn't possible is not only possible, it is destined. And it goes like this. Love, 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 till there is no enemy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, 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 till there is no enemy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do good, 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 till goodness becomes you. Do good, 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 till goodness becomes you. Let's sing that together. Love, 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 till there is no enemy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, 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 till there is no enemy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do good, 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 till goodness becomes you. Do good, 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 till goodness becomes you. Yeah, 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 yeah. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be the peacemakers. We shall be called. We shall be called the children of love. Children of love. The children of love.
The very first time that Benj and Larissa were on Saturday Night Live, they sang that song. And the moment I heard it, I was like, that's our theme song. That's our theme song. And of course, we then put together a video, and every show, Saturday Night Live, the Global Peace Tribe, began with that song and, you know, a little bumper. We're making a new bumper because now we're the awakening world. But hearing that song, it just brings chills, and it is the epitome of what this Global Peace Tribe is all about. And you sing it with such passion because it is how you live your life, Larissa, and you too, Benj. I love you both so much. And I want to encourage people to join Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors. Every day they get together and they have a meditation at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow on our Sacred Sunday show, we're going to participate in that. We're going to kind of combine my Sunday show with her, Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors group. But please, any of you who are on Facebook, just put into the search bar Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors and join. And that's a wonderful way to stay connected to really the beautiful community that, Larissa, you have formed. And is there anything you want to say about this?
We have formed. I have to say, it is such an incredible experience to see what's happened with this community of beings because of the inspiration of the WEvolution. We take turns leading leading these meditations and sharing our awarenesses, sharing our medicine, what our gifts, our spiritual practices. And I've seen people grow. Like I've seen the leaders grow so much, and being able to share who they are, and being willing to be courageously vulnerable, to share what's really going on and being authentic, which is really, I would say, a core value, a foundational value of the WEvolution is that courageous vulnerability, and to, in our leadership, be willing to be courageous. Just like, we witnessed Charles just sharing about his own, like, what's coming up for him and his own fears. And he's a great leader, and he's very transparent. And as you'll hear tonight with all these beautiful presenters, which are really truly friends, beloveds, every single one of them expresses this and demonstrates this ability to be courageously vulnerable in their leadership, which shows humility, that we're always growing. So the Shakti Love Warriors is a place for us to grow together and to experiment, to pray together, to meditate together. And starting on January 11th, on Tuesday, January 11th, coming on up, we're going to be kicking off a 41-day mantra challenge, which is going to end on 2/20/2022. So that's why it's 41 days, and it's just powerful numbers, on a waxing moon, which is also powerful. And we'll be doing an Adi Shakti mantra, which I designed, put together, that has really powerful seed sounds that are about gently activating our Kundalini awakening, which will assist us in being able to embody that love, embody our divinity in this life, and learn inside out. So join us. Join us for this 41-day challenge, become a part of the community, even step up and lead. We could use more people stepping up and leading. We have wonderful leaders, but we encourage more of you to step up and lead and share your medicine.
That's one of the things I love about what you do. She's so empowering. You just empower everybody. And by the way, wait till you go back and read the chat, Louisa and Benj. So many people are saying that. Iona says, that's the best song ever. People are saying, oh my God, that is our theme song. We had Kathleen, who was leading it in American Sign Language back at home. Oh no, that was Dan. Actually, Dan who was doing that. It is such, that song, so is you. It really is. So thank you. And we've got a lot more Larissa and Benj, and Larissa's friends coming up. So stick around. We've got a great, great show. And it is time, Larissa, for the Wisdom Jewels, which is one of our absolute favorite parts.
Fantastic.
It started as kind of a thing, and Jay and Jan do a great job of pulling together quotes. And I'll be eager to see what you think of the quotes that they pulled in inspiration to your theme of the WEvolution. So let's take a look at this week's Wisdom Jewels. Mm, yeah.
It's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful job. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, you guys do a great job with that. I was trying to think like which one was my favorite. I was thinking, okay, well, sure, my favorite. Each one of them was just so, from Yoko to Thich Nhat Hanh to Jimmy. Thank you so much.
Mm.
I want to remind everybody that we have a beautiful after show that Jay and Jan have been putting together. They've got their after show crew, Missy Galore and Andre Knight, and Fanny and Vigari, also known as Starchild and the Mystiques, will be playing music. So definitely stay for our after show tonight at 8:30 p.m. And then we'll finish the after show by showing that amazing video, the film that Charles Eisenstein created. That's so beautiful. So thank you, you guys. Thank you very, very much. This show began way back when Deborah Giusti and I started Saturday Night Live. It started as a fundraising event. And we were going to be doing a live fundraiser for our good friend Fantuzzi. And then this thing called a pandemic began. And all of a sudden, Deborah Giusti calls me and goes, Scott, I had this event that was going to be at my house and we are going to raise money for Tuesday and we got to make it an online thing, I think. And I said, well, let's do it. And that's how this all began. Well, we raise money almost every week for somebody or something. We've raised over $150,000. And I'm really proud of that. And sometimes it's for nonprofit organizations, but more and more it's become raising money for friends of ours in need. And Ruth Anderson is a very precious member of the Global Peace Tribe. She has the Enlightened World Network, which is a beautiful network on Facebook. And they've been carrying Saturday Night Live and my Sacred Sunday show and my Friday night show for well over a year. In fact, she's been a guest on Saturday Night Live. She's been a guest on Sacred Sunday. And she lives in Colorado. And this is what her home looked like 2 weeks ago. There's the back part of it. And as many of you know, there were terrible fires in Colorado. And she was away and watching the news. And as she was watching the news, this is what she saw. Her own home. That's her home on the news, on fire. Over 1,000 homes destroyed, including Ruth's. And this is what it looked like the next day or a couple days later when they got back. Everything gone. Thank God a neighbor was able to get their dogs out. And so the dogs were survived, but other than her animals, everything was lost. So we want to really encourage people, please, to be willing to support Ruth. And we're going to put her PayPal. It's the Ruth Anderson Colorado Fire Rebuild Fund. I personally donated right away. And we want to encourage people to please donate. We're going to put the link in the chat box. And thank you, Debbie Johnston, for doing all the links for us tonight. Debbie is doing a great job. She helps in so many wonderful ways. So please go to her PayPal and donate. And we also really want to put her into our prayers. And so one of the things that we're going to do every week now as part of the awakening world is pray. And so I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Larissa, to lead us in a prayer. And certainly you can put Ruth and her home and her family and all the people who have lost their homes in the Colorado fires into your hearts. And then after Larissa gets us going, anybody can put into the chat box or at home, anybody you want to bring into this prayer circle. And so I'm turning it over to Larissa to create this beautiful prayer opportunity for us all.
Let us all drop into our hearts. We'll drop into our breath. Beloved Mother, Father, God, Goddess, thank you so much for this powerful group of souls that are gathered here together in this moment, that are magnetized to send our prayers and our blessings and our love, surround our love to all that have been affected by this fire. We surround our love and send these prayers to Ruth and to her family and to all the beings who have lost their homes, have been affected by the fires, have been displaced, are confused, are feeling scared and alone right now. We ask that they feel this presence of peace and love enveloping them, and knowing that Spirit is with them now, knowing that there is a higher purpose in all of this that is unfolding. And we ask that this is revealed, that they are filled with vision and love and this awareness that something is coming, something really important is coming to lift them even higher in their mission in this life. We ask that these beautiful beings are comforted, and we extend this prayer beyond all those who are affected by the fires and who are affected in every way, shape, and form by what is happening on this planet, be it from global change or from the pandemic or just from the emotional dynamics that are happening within them and all around them. We ask that this presence and this power of love and support and connection surrounds and lifts and enlightens all these beings as we are one, as we are one. May we rise in love. Thank you, beloved Mother, Father, God, for reminding us of what is truly, truly important, which is this love. And what is truly powerful about this time is that we are choosing to come together to be here for one another like this. Thank you for this awareness that is growing within all of us. And so it is.
Thank you, Larissa. I see all of our panelists, Mystic Monastery, Jerry and Terrell and Jay and Jan and Debbie, and Reverend Deb Moldo is with us. And it's beautiful to see all of our panelists in prayer and in thought. And maximum grace. I love that prayer. Maximum grace for anybody you know that's suffering. Maximum grace for Jason Firth, who's going to be on our show tonight, whose mother he buried today. Maximum grace for those who have lost loved ones. Maximum grace for those who are dealing with COVID. So many of our friends are coming down with COVID right now. Maximum grace for our world. Maximum grace.
And so it is.
And so it is. And Larissa, I so appreciate the power of your prayer. You know, the power of your prayer through your voice when you sing, the power of your prayer when you speak of the WEvolution, the power of your prayer just now, and the power of your prayer when you're introducing friends, and you're about to introduce one of your dearest friends, Michelle.
Michelle Anderson. I'm going to see you here in a second.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. You are, beloved.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Thank you for that prayer. That was so beautiful. Ooh, can you feel it? I can feel everyone here just, open-hearted and pulsing out those love vibes to everybody who's suffering right now. And I can feel that, level of peace and comfort going into the hearts of humanity right now. So thank you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, sweetheart. What you just said is just who you are. That's who you are. And this is who I know you to be. And the reason why I ask you to come on and join us today is because you exemplify in your life how you live your life, creating a space of connection with everyone that you know, regardless of if you agree or have the same beliefs. I watch you speak in the most compassionate, beautiful, engaging ways that invite connection. And that is what the WEvolution stands for. You do that when you are emceeing events, great gatherings, when you bring people on the dolphin boat that you organize these wonderful dolphin boat rides that raise the vibration and encourage celebration, as Charles was talking about. You co-host on Awakening Code Radio, which is all about raising the vibration and bringing on luminaries and having these conversations of what we are here to create and what we stand for and what is truly important to us. I love you dearly, and I am so grateful that you're on this planet and that you are absolutely one of those that lead us into this a heart-centered world. So thank you for coming on today, sweetheart.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel so honored to be here among all of these beautiful souls who have come together to raise the vibration on the planet. And that's why when you asked me to do this, you know how I get nervous when I'm on camera. That a lot of people know that I like to hide behind being on an FM radio station where there's no Zoom, there's no camera. Even when I MC, sometimes it's challenging for me. But I really feel like what's happening right now, what's happening right now on the planet is we're being asked, every one of us, like Charles's A Gathering of the Tribe movie really brings home, really hits home, is that it is time for every one of us to step into and remember our mission. And I think every person on the planet that incarnated right now is being tasked with that. And sometimes it's a little bit challenging when our stuff comes up. I think Charles hit on that. And I don't know anybody right now that hasn't gone through some personal crisis, whether it's an illness when it comes to a physical illness, whether it's relationship dynamics. We're in Venus retrograde right now. So a lot of the things that people are saying to me right now have to do with relationship issues and challenges. And this is a time where our inner work is so important, that we're doing our individual inner work, but that we're also linking arms and linking hearts with others. I think what oneness means is truly understanding and feeling empathy towards each other, whether we have the same beliefs or not. And that has to do with when we're raising the vibration and when we're, I guess you would call it, in your shadow, right? So we're feeling that, we're experiencing on a global level what unity feels like. And it seems like it's polarized. It really does seem like it's polarized. But we're all here for a reason, a purpose, to do what we're doing, to come together, to embrace each other and model what we want to feel and what we want to see. Last night, we talked about something last night. So if people are listening tonight that weren't listening last night when we were on, we touched on something that I think is really an important aspect of this WEvolution. And that has to do with what we termed the drama triangle. That drama triangle, are you witnessing being a perpetrator, a victim, or a rescuer? And that a lot of times we find ourselves, if we step out of our body and we observe, we see that maybe we might be embodying one of those archetypes. But the key really is to be in the center of that and not be either any of those, but actually cultivate that peace within us. And we touched upon, when we're having a conflict with somebody, if we could see that person as their child self, their baby self, the wounded child. That came up last week with a friend of mine who was really going through something and really angry at another person. And then I asked her, could you see him when he was 3 years old and he was hurt by his father or his mother and he was acting out? And she said, yes, I can. And I said, can you go wrap your arms around him in a hug? Then everything dissipated, that negativity and anger. So I think a lot of us are realizing that's probably a better way to handle some of the situations we're looking at right now or being faced with. And I love what the movie talks about in terms of gathering together in person. So that's one of the things that I'm encouraging all of us to do. Larissa, we had your birthday party at my house this year. Gathering together and playing music together, I think, is such an important way to raise the vibration and come into our hearts and open our hearts. And on our dolphin boats, when we go out on the water, which is a conductor of energy, water is a conductor of energy. So if we can gather by water and come into our hearts with each other and be in our joy with each other, the dolphins inspire that, of course. Music inspires that. And being together with each other inspires that. How did you feel, Larissa, when you were sitting here at my house singing and seeing how it was affecting all of your friends? We were all like ecstatic, right?
Yeah, it was really powerful because of the pandemic. We haven't been gathering, and I don't think that Shakti Tribe, had played together for quite some time, and it was very impromptu, and actually the whole band wasn't there, but a lot of us were, and it was amazing it was very much a we space, like those that were there, and there wasn't a lot of us, but it was so potent, there was so much love, and we all just let go. And I think maybe because we haven't gotten to be out there in that physical way with one another like we're used to being, it made it that much more powerful. Like it was just like, oh, thank God. It's just like, it was like, we're with each other, we're connecting, we're loving on each other. And it felt so good. It was so, I feel like it's really important for
that's really the core of my message, is that there's, unity through community is the way through, conscious collaboration without competition. Right now, a lot of people are sick, so it does feel safer to be in a Zoom room like this. But when spring comes, we know what happens. When spring and summer get here and there's more sunshine, there's less illness. So I'm encouraging people to come to our Disclosure Fest event that we're having in Los Angeles in June, on June 18th, and to the Portal to Ascension event that we're having live in San Diego in October. I think it's October 8th, 9th, and 10th. Because when we come together and give each other a hug, it does amazing things. And I'm also encouraging people to look into Vandana Shiva. Do you know Vandana Shiva is a woman who did a movie called what was her movie called? The Seeds of Vulnerability. Is that the name of her movie? Anyway, she's talking a lot about the seeds. So I just wanted to plant that seed about our food and planting seeds and growing a food forest with your tribe. I think that's really important right now too. That's part of this WEvolutionary energy. So I saw in the chat, people were talking about The Return of the Bird Tribe by Ken Carey. That's a great book to tune in with. And Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak, I think, is another good one for right now. And I think that's all the time we have, because Scott hasn't come back on yet, but I know he wants to. I don't want to go over the time, because we have some great speakers.
Oh, Michelle, I always so appreciate having you on our shows, and your energy is so good. And everybody, please go to her page, Awakening Code Radio, for those of you on Facebook. And that's where you can get like the link to listen to it online. She's been doing this for 10 years. And she's had all of our favorites on, Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. And she's really, you do such a beautiful job, Michelle, of balancing a wide variety of interests. And as I look
I
at
don't do it by myself. Don't do it by myself. I do it with Eric Rankin, and he started it. He just invited me in because he embodies the WEvolution too. So
Yes,
I want to give Eric Rankin credit, because he's the the author of Sonic Geometry, and that's an incredible video to watch. And I think he embodies that. And we want to
Well, we gotta have
Absolutely.
Eric on the
too,
show
right?
sometime. Yeah, I need to meet Eric.
Yes,
You
we
need to
do.
meet Eric.
You
He's
need to-
Absolutely
amazing.
need to meet Eric.
Yeah.
He is amazing.
He's a party in a box, I always call him. He comes and he's the party. He played at Larissa's party, right?
He did. He
Yeah.
did. He played keyboards, actually. He jumped in and he's like, let's do AMA.
Well, I know another WEvolutioner who is like that is Terrell, and I believe Terrell has got a little something for us. You're muted though, Terrell.
I'm not now.
There you are.
I love this conversation because it's reminding me of a friend of mine who's no longer with us on this planet. And I wrote a song, and it's called Love Song. And it's about really understanding universal love. And I'm loving all this conversation about finding that space where we can come from that space of love continuously. And I'd just like to sing a little bit of it. Is that okay?
Yes,
A little bit of singing of it? All right. I'm writing you a love song while you are far away. I'm writing you a love song. Part of my heart has gone away. And I write for you a simple tune. And I hope you hear it soon. And I write for you all in simple rhyme. Because this love song is for you. This love song is for you. This love song is for you. For everyone, be loved, be liked, be willing to be.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Oh, that was really beautiful. Thank you.
We love you, Terrell. Thank you.
I love all of you. Thank you. I accept the love in such grace. Thank you. Thank you.
And remember, everybody, go to Sacred in Modern Times on Instagram. Sacred in Modern Times. And click follow. And I know I'm going to be following you, Terrell. I've got to use it on my phone because that's where my Instagram lives. And I'm going to follow you. And thank you for being with us. And please come back. I would love to have you on the show again sooner than later, all right?
I will.
Thank you. All right. Well, your little merry band of mischief makers continues. And I think you got another one coming up right now.
Susan.
Susan.
Hello, beloved. Hello, beloved.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And Terrell, you know how I love to hear you sing. Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm torn between two things, to be honest, because I have
Wait, hold on there, Missy.
Okay.
I got to introduce you first. You're just
Who
gonna,
is this person?
who is this woman? Who is this mischief maker? So I am so grateful to have you here on the show tonight. I want to share with everybody. I met Susan at an event called the Green Valentine that our dear friend, our mutual friend Satyana put on, who's actually going to be speaking tomorrow on Sunday. And our band was performing at this wonderful event that Satyana put together, which was a host of nonprofits that are doing really wonderful work in the world. And Susan had a table in honor and to let the world know about Wisdom Springs, which is Subhanfu Some's like baby. Yes, right? Which is a nonprofit to bring wells to Africa and other places where people don't have access to water. And Susan has like championed this, has taken it on completely in the world. She organizes wonderful young people, teenagers. She loves teenagers. She advocates for teenagers. She loves them up and they love her, and they're inspired and empowered to walk for water and to raise money to put wells in places that are greatly needed. And Subanfu Some, that Susan is deeply inspired by and has taken on this cause, has brought us so much wisdom from Africa, from the Dagara tribe. Many of you have probably heard about Subanfu Some. And Susan just wrote a book, Walking with Subanfu, because not only was Subanfu Susan's mentor, but like dearest beloved friend in her life, and was taught all these wonderful rituals. And it's a fantastic book. Like, it's necessary for all of us to have this book because it has these rituals that help us really ground and really bring forth what we want and let go of what we don't want, to release what we don't want. It really is all about embodying the WEvolution. So of course, we had to have Susan on because you are all about community and linking hearts and hands for the greater good of the all. I love you dearly, and I'm so grateful that you said yes to being here today.
You're making me cry. You're making me emotional. Because, you know, the movie touched me deeply because it does remind me so much of Subanfu and how she used to say we are in a spirit office, and that you get downloaded what you're going to be doing on earth in the spirit office. You're this little bright star and all your ancestors are around cheering you on, saying, you can do this, you can do this. And you're thinking, yeah, I can do it. I got this. And then you land in this belly, wherever you're supposed to land. And you're like, oh no, WTF, you know, and you think everything disappears, just like in the movie. Like, you know, you forget and you go through all these trials and tribulations. And I can remember before she passed, I said, man, you really got a hard chore to live on two worlds, to be an indigenous woman, bringing your teachings to the modern world. And she said, oh, honey, we all have something hard to do here. And it's our opportunity and it's our truth that we must do everything we do until our last dying breath. And I believe that, like, we are all here to do our gift and to do it together and to come together and to see one another and to see that we're not different. We just have different gifts, and that we have to have each other bring that gift to the table, or it just doesn't work out as well, right? Yeah. So that's what I do with the teenagers and the projects that we do. I have them find what really ignites their light, their fire within them. And that's for all of us, right? What ignites your fire and everything within you? Your beautiful voice ignites your fire and ignites our fire, right? And so the same with writers, or the quiet ones and the shy ones. They're in the background writing the stories, or, you know, taking the photos, or doing whatever it is. But what's really beautiful is you start to see that these kids get it. Like, oh, wait, I get to do what I love, and this person does that better, and I'm not competing because we're each doing what we're here to do. That's the WEvolution, right?
Yes. Aho.
And so, I mean, I believe that I do that in my women's circles. I do it with my friends. Like, there is no way you want me to sing. That's for darn sure. And I don't want to sing, but I probably would want to sing, but I can't. I don't have that voice. And it's what makes it beautiful, you know, that we all come together and we all start to see that we're not different. We're really not different, but we have to be out there doing humanity work. Yes. And if we do that, because it's so polarized right now.
Yes.
You know, there are people that don't have any freaking water. that walk miles and miles, and people who their houses have burned down and they don't have a home and they're homeless, and all this, that we have to bring the middle together. And so that's my prayer, is that we start to realize that the really wealthy have to help the ones that aren't, and it has to come into balance, and we have to be able to collaborate and communicate. Like Michelle said, it's the collaboration and the not competition. So anyway, I'm emotional about it, obviously, but I do want to read something that Sabanfu sent me right before she died, and she died from dirty water. And she said, you can't use this for a couple months because I'm supposed to give it to some article, which I didn't know what it was, but she said, I want you to read it because I think it's really important. So I put it in my book because it's so powerful. So I'm going to read it and close with that because I think it's really perfect. And again, thank you for honoring me and having me here.
No, absolutely. Such an honor to have you.
How do I pray? By Sabanfu Sume. I pray in many different ways. The clarity of my intention is the beginning of my prayer. In my tradition, every breath I draw is a prayer. So how conscious are you when you are breathing in and out? How conscious are you when you are walking? How conscious are you when you are singing? How conscious are you when you're angry? I pray in the way I show gratitude, love, or compassion. I pray alone and in community. I pray with my thoughts. I pray with my body. I pray in the way I speak to people. I pray to the various elements of nature, the trees, the animals, the water, the rocks, the earth, the fire. I pray to the ancestors and all the divinities. I pray simply with passion, humility, clarity, and grace. I pray in the way I welcome and bless people. I pray with whatever emotions come up. I pray with sincerity and strong belief that what I am praying for is going to manifest. In my tradition, whatever you say is a prayer that you send out, because sound is a powerful force that brings the hidden to light. And when you pray, something is going to say yes. So each moment in my life is a prayer. Each moment I reflect on myself, on the world, and on other people is a prayer. How I interact with people and how I deal with my thoughts is a prayer. How genuine am I is a way for me to pray. For me, all these things are sacred and are messengers, and take my heart cries, which are my prayers, to the divinities. This is the power of how I pray. Asha. So my prayer is that each of us can continue to collaborate and communicate. And I love the part where it says, how do you do it when you're angry?
Yes.
You know, like there's something really powerful in thinking like, can you talk about that anger in a way that is heart opening?
Yes.
Don't avoid the feeling. Don't push it away, but learn how to see it and know that you have to speak it in a way that's gentle. And for me, that makes my heart sing. And I'm so grateful to both of you for letting me come on and be a part of this. So thank you.
Yes, to sharing our anger, not using it as a weapon, but saying, please may I share with you why I'm so pissed off right now. Right?
Yeah.
There it is, you know. And so, a couple things. We just heard that beautiful poem, that prayer, how Sabanfu prays. So You heard what Larissa said. This is a book we all should get. So if you go to Amazon, it's called Walking with Saban Fu by Susan Huff. Susan, I love your passion. I love that you're crying. Thank you.
I
Thank
can't
you.
help
Thank
it. I'm
you.
like Michelle up there.
Oh, no,
Give
I
us all
really,
permission, you know, and we all like tears open the heart. It's like it's like
Well, her
truth
best
water. It's
ritual,
truth water,
her
right?
best, the best ritual she ever taught me was the grief ritual. And there's nothing better. I know this sounds crazy, but there's nothing better than being able to scream and cry and have somebody standing behind you honoring what you're doing, helping you to bury that grief.
yeah.
Yes.
To be witnessed in our grief. That's intimacy. That is beautiful, beautiful intimacy.
Doesn't get any better than that.
And Susan does grief ritual. She will be bringing forth a grief ritual to the world that Subban Fu actually taught Susan how to do. And Susan's done tons of those grief rituals. I've been at those grief rituals with Susan and Subban Fu. And I personally asked you, I'm like, we need a grief ritual. I like called Susan and said,
Yeah, I've been avoiding it for 5 years, but then I keep hearing because and it's time because rituals again.
Well, I certainly
Yeah.
want to learn about that. Yeah, we do a show. We do shows on death and dying, about every 3 months, and so I'd love to have you be on the when we do
I
on
would be
Mondays.
honored to be
Yeah.
with you on that. I would be honored.
There's more, but wait, there's more.
I know.
Susan, I want to just spotlight. Prior to the show, I got to know Susan for the first time today, actually, and this is the work she does with teenagers, and it's great. She gets teenagers out into the world, and uh, if you could take a look at her website, it's wisdomspring.org, wisdomspring.org. And then I invite you to take a look at some of the testimonials from the kids talking about what it was like for them working with Susan, going out, being of service. And tell us a little bit about Gavin McKay, because we're
Oh my
about to play
gosh.
that.
He was so adorable because he's an introvert, but he's a musician. And he said, I'm gonna do a testimonial. I was like, cool, let's do it because they do this project it's a year-long project both on the East Coast and West Coast, and we raise money to put wells in India and Africa, and hopefully in the native land this year too. We'll bring some clean water to a place up north that has arsenic in their water. So this is one of my kids in his testimonial, and he did it in his own special, unique way.
Great. All right. We had it there a moment ago. Hang on a second. I'm going to have to go back for a second. Just talk to us for one more moment because I lost it. I've got to go back and get it.
Well, Susan,
Yeah.
Susan, thank you also for being so courageous to bring this into the world, like bringing grief to the world in a way that will empower us all, because we all truly need to be able to cry, to grieve together. We need to be able as a community to share and express that grief so that we can feel like that we're not alone and take down those social masks. So thank you.
You're welcome. The
For
best
getting-
story is she told me you're going to do a grief ritual. The second time I was bringing her to Virginia, I lived there then, and I said, I'm not doing a freaking grief ritual. I don't need a grief ritual. And she said, oh, honey, you so badly need a grief ritual. I was like, no, I do not. And so she said, well, then I'm not coming back. And I was like, you're not coming back? You are snarky. And so I said, okay, I'll do a grief ritual. And I have to tell you, I've done hundreds and hundreds of grief rituals, and I absolutely think it is the one way. I go down to and do it's in my book too, a milk and honey ritual, where I actually yell sometimes at the water and cry, and I invite people to come on a Friday and meet me there. And many of you have done it with me. And to give to the water is the element that you give your grief to. And yeah, there's nothing better than a grief ritual. And I hated to admit it to her, but after I did have grief envy the first time, I was like, how come they're crying better than me? I was like, oh my God, you are so in your ego, right? So it's a wonderful experience. And
Well, from end of life to life is just taken off. Let's take a look at one of your teenagers that you've worked with.
Thank you.
And this is Gavin.
Hi, my name is Gavin, and I'm a junior at Heritage High School, helping out with Walking for Water. I've always been very passionate about music, and when Susan said during a meeting to bring your gifts, I knew I could do something really special here. Using my platform as a musician to bring awareness to a cause much bigger than myself is always a dream that I've had, and Susan gave me a very big opportunity to do so. I'm very grateful for what I can do here and who I can help.
That's fun.
So cute. They're so cute.
Well, thank you, Susan, for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I so appreciate it, Scott. Thank you. Always, Larissa.
You know, Larissa and I had a powerful experience that I know many of you participated in when our friend Richard Chisholm decided to have a legal euthanasia experience. And you were out camping, but you got your Zoom to work, and she led prayer, and we had Richard come on, and he spent the last 2 hours of his life saying goodbye to his friends, including his brother, whom he hadn't spoken to in years. And just witnessing that was amazing. And then he took his cocktail, and literally as he fell asleep to Larissa singing and praying and other friends singing and praying. So that was a very beautiful experience that we shared, and all on Facebook, all on live. You can actually go back and watch the recording of it.
Very, very powerful, very powerful, a very vulnerable moment and very human moment, just like sharing our grief with one another, sharing our passages, our coming in and our leaving, but doing it together.
And that's a perfect lead in, talking about doing it together, because we're about to see a really wonderful video of one of our favorite songs, as everybody's going to recognize the song that you created. And it's a wonderful example of WEvolution in creative expression. So tell us about the video we're about to see.
Well, our beloved Bethany Grace created this video. Actually, she brought us together, and her brother were the masterminds behind it. She wanted to really create the WEvolution with George Harrison's song, which we all love so much, My Sweet Lord. I know, I bet a lot of you love that song. I know it was like one of my favorite songs as a child, and probably was an inspiration for why I ended up moving into the world of kirtan. It was my first real experience of Sanskrit and the chanting of the divine holy names. And so our dear Bethany Grace, our violinist, she said, I want to do this. Will you be a part of this project? She wanted to bring her Hutchins Consort, which is a violin group. They all play violins of all different sizes. And it's a passion of hers to be in Hutchins Consort. She wanted to bring them and Shakti Tribe together, and Tani Dolly, who she's a good friend of Bethany's and had sang with her. And Tani was on Broadway and a Friends musical, A Night with Janis Joplin. Randy Johnson wrote that I happen to love Randy as a friend as well. And Tani starred in that musical, and she sang on this song. You'll hear this big, huge, beautiful voice in My Sweet Lord. So it's truly a WEvolution in this beautiful collaboration. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Sweet Lord, ooh, my Lord. you. I really wanna be with you. I really wanna see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord. I really wanna know you. I really wanna go with you. I really wanna show you, Lord, that it won't take long, my Lord, my sweet Lord, my Lord, my sweet Lord. I really wanna see you. I really wanna see you. I really wanna see you, Lord. I really wanna see you, Lord. Would it take so long, my Lord? My sweet, sweet Lord. Sweet, sweet Lord. My sweet Lord. I really wanna know you. I really wanna go with you. I really wanna show you, Lord. Would it take so long, my Lord? My sweet, sweet Lord. Sweet, sweet Lord. My sweet Lord. Oh. My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my sweet Lord. I really wanna see you. I really wanna be with you. I really wanna see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord. Ooh, my Lord, my sweet Lord. My sweet Lord, my sweet Lord, my sweet Lord. Oh, my sweet my sweet Lord, ooh, my Lord, my sweet Lord. I really wanna see you. I really wanna be with you. I really wanna see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord. My Lord, sweet Lord. I really want to see you.
Wow. That is just such a gorgeous video. Just gorgeous.
Yes, I think our Bethany Grace did an amazing job, and she's over here. Do you see her, Scott? She's
Oh,
right
where
there.
is she? I'll put her. Oh, there she is under Louisa's show.
Yes, I just want to acknowledge Bethany Grace.
Yeah.
Can I unmute her for just a minute? Just
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Ask to unmute. Unmute yourself, love. She did such an amazing job. Like, talk about vision.
It's a beautiful, beautiful video. Just
Oh, thank you.
yeah, great
Couldn't
job.
have done it without the tribe.
So I had to, because she was here and a part of it, I just want to acknowledge, her courage and her tenacity to get this done and to make it happen. It took a lot. Sometimes it takes a lot, but she saw it through. And yeah, it's really beautiful. And it really also represents what we're talking about here, that collaborative energy of us coming together and supporting each other. Thank you, Bethany Grace, for coming on.
Great job,
Thank
Bethany.
you, guys. And I wanted
Love
to
you.
tie it with that charity that you saw at the end of that video. If you would like to check it out, I think it's on the Shakti, the Love Warrior page also, with the information about the charity. It's called Save a Child, as an SEVA child.
And we'll
Yeah,
repost it here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll go find it and we'll repost it. And thank you, Bethany. It's wonderful to have you on the show, and thank you for
Thank
providing such a
you.
beautiful
Thank
video.
you, love.
Thank you.
And now it's time. Hello. Hello, beloved sister. I want to introduce you all to a dear beloved, Nirka. And I met Nirka years ago, actually Shakti Tribe. We met Nirka years ago playing at one of your fantastic events. Highly motivational event, bringing people together, raising the vibration. And Nirka, she is so inspirational. This woman here, she can get everybody to their feet and into their heart and get them seeing with clear vision what is truly important to them. That is my experience of this woman. Very, very powerful. And you were with Tony Robbins by his side. The two of you were side by side for like 5 years, right? You're like his top salesperson, if I'm remembering correctly.
I was Tony's top trainer for 5 years, and then I launched my company in 2000. And I am so deeply inspired to be here with you and with everyone. This essential conversation, and I say essential because it is of our essence, and it's so important right now in this time. I mean, this is the conversation that is piercing the old paradigm, ushering in the new vision. And it's all of us together in this inspirited conversation to see through what has been, to see beyond what has been into what could be and what is to become. And so much of what everyone has shared has touched my heart so deep. And as I feel into my heart, what I know, and I love that you wrote about this in your beautiful music that sparks my inspiration at the deepest level every time, that the same life force that is beating our hearts as we all feel into the heart, the same life force that beats my heart is beating yours, and it's beating everyone's heart on this planet, the same life force that's breathing.
Yes. And I want to acknowledge, sweetheart, that you have flipping COVID right now.
Yes.
And you're here with us. And I saw you do a video the other day that was so inspiring, where you were in your video calling out for unity. And you're speaking, with COVID, calling out for unity, asking people to take a break from media for a while so that we can come into a more unified field. And it was truly inspiring. And I would love to have you share even more about what inspired you to share that message with the world. And
totally. Yes. My body has been wiping out COVID over here, as so many of us have been experiencing. And as I posted and I shared with our communities on social, and I shared with them what I was experiencing, there were several comments that were asking me, are you vaccinated? Are you vaccinated? And I could feel the underlying question beyond the question. And I felt called to shoot this video. And in the video, I kind of framed it. I'm like, people have been asking me, am I vaccinated? And I'm going to respond to that question in this video. And then I shot the video and I began honoring everyone for their love, because I've definitely felt everyone's love and support and healing energy and healing vibes. And then what I shared is, I'm going to respond to that question. And my response was, I'm not responding. That's my response. My response is that I'm not going to respond to that question because I have witnessed this conversation create division among the brothers and sisters on our planet almost more than any other conversation. And I did a call to action to unplug from the news media, because plugging in, my company is an institute of hypnosis, among other things that we teach in our courses. And we're recognized when we do certifications by the American Board of Hypnotherapy. And I'm a hypnotist and a master of hypnotherapy. And I'm observing this conversation hypnotizing the minds of the people into this polarized state of consciousness that is creating this division that is a falsehood, a fundamental falsehood. And it is essential for us to recognize it for what it is and declare it for what it is. And the call to action is to see beyond that vax, non-vax political stance, no matter where we are on this planet, no matter where we're born, no matter what our background is, no matter what our race is, beyond all the masks. We are one people on this planet. And this conversation is so important because we create as we speak. Our attention right now is so important. Where are we placing our attention? This is our creative power. This is our life force energy. Our attention is an invocation of what it is that we are calling in. So by giving something our attention, and I was saying this to myself, La, and to everyone. It wasn't only to everyone that I was sharing the message. I was sharing it also with myself, because over the last 2 years, I've witnessed myself watching more news than probably I had in the last lifetime combined. And I could feel my own energy being depleted in the presence of that. And to make the decision to go, you know what? I am not going to give my attention and my power to this conversation, because our attention here in this conscious community is too powerful. It's creative in its nature. So to unplug and to shift the attention into love, into the vision, and to begin to speak this into existence, all of us together, and to have this conversation be more real than anything else that shows up as the persistent illusion. And this is the invitation that I have felt called to share, and that I continue to feel called to share. There's a narrative that is hypnotizing the minds of the people. And this is time for us to recognize that our words have power. Our communication has power. When we open our mouth, there's infinite possibilities of what could come out. And in a field of infinite possibilities, what do we choose? So what is most essential right now, and again, this is my own meditation, because I'm looking back at myself and realizing there is a higher standard of devotion and discipline, of focus and attention, heart-centered focus and attention, fueled with the wisdom, the unified field of love in the heart. And in this space, focusing our attention in the direction, and you started with this, La, focusing our attention in the direction that we're inspired to go, and realizing that what we give our attention to becomes form. That's the power of our attention. So aligning heart, aligning mind, aligning body, aligning conversation.
Yes.
Our lives mirrors the quality of our conversations.
Yes.
as we begin to elevate the vibration of the conversation. And I was so thrilled. That song was firing me up before I was coming out. I was like, hallelujah, woo! Yeah, it is here right now. So it's like the sun. It's like the sun. It's always beaming. It's always shining. But sometimes there's these clouds and you look up and you think that there is this persistent darkness, but piercing the veils of the clouds reveals the essence of our true nature, who we really are, who we really are. And I love that it was, I think Michelle that was talking about rising above the competition, rising above that polarity. You know, we saw this back when the astronauts, and I love this story because back when we were on that space race, how many of y'all remember the space race? And it was like, okay, who's going to win? The Russians are going to win. We're going to win. It was like this competition. It was all about ideological supremacy, but an amazing thing happened when the astronauts landed on the moon. From an expanded awareness, and they looked back at this beautiful little spinning ball in infinite space, they recognized we are one people on this planet, spinning through infinite space. It just really contextually blows the boundaries out of the polarized squabbles that are happening in states of expanded awareness. And then we become, we remember, it's really a remembering, right? We remember who we really are. We are the light, we are the love. I love that video that was played. It touched my heart so deep because I'm like, oh yeah, I totally remember. There was a time when I didn't remember, you know, but we wake up and we remember this is who we are. This is the light tribe. This is why we're here. We come with a mission and a purpose. And that's what I said in that video. You know, people, and some people wrote back and they were like, you have a community and a voice. Aren't you afraid that, you know, you're saying things to people and they're not going to do this, they're going to do that? I said, you know what? I'm so clear. And La, you inspire me every day. That's why our sisterhood is so precious to me in every way. Because in our conversations, it's like this sacred reflection of that's not my conversation and mission, to be in the weeds.
Yeah, exactly.
The details of this. Our purpose, well, I'll say for me, my purpose, and I know your purpose, and each one of us has a unique purpose, a unique puzzle piece to this sacred conversation, right? That we're all weaving here in the WEvolution together here today. Is my voice is a voice of unity. That's what I said in the video. My voice is a voice of unity. My voice is a voice that transcends the division and focuses on love. And it is a practice. It is a practice. So I know that I only got 8 minutes and it ain't easy to fit everything in it, like 8 minutes, you know?
No, it's not.
You know, what I always like to say is that on this show, we get a little homeopathic dose of each presenter. That's why we got a nice homeopathic dose of Niyurka. And I'm going to show people a little bit, because Niyurka is actually giving a beautiful offering. But, you know, in terms of what you've brought up, and I'm so glad you brought it up, Larissa and I have done 2 shows now, separate from tonight, about how important it is to us to be in our integrity and to be open to others.
Yes.
And so I'm going to share with you my New Year's resolution, which is at the end of every night, I want to evaluate myself and look at the day and look at where did I fall into the trap of selling a belief system that I have versus where did I, and I'll mourn that and I'll go, ooh, yeah. And I want to celebrate the moments when I was open-minded enough to listen to those with different belief systems. That's my goal for this year, because I don't fear the pandemic, but I sure as hell fear the social media civil war that's taking place. That's what I fear. And it's so important for us to find ways to embrace different beliefs, staying in our integrity, listening to our body, honoring what our body says, and honoring all of our own thoughts, ideas, and beliefs, and being curious. So I so appreciate what you've raised, Niyurka, and I so appreciate how Larissa has been really a wonderful partner in helping to just have that conversation.
And to be able to have these open conversations, Scott, It's like there was a time where we could have conversations even if we didn't agree, and we can be curious and we can seek to understand, and we can look at things from different angles.
Yeah.
So this is the WEvolution here.
You know, historians generally agree that Abraham Lincoln was the greatest president. And an interesting thing about Lincoln, when he was elected, he put all of the people that opposed him onto his cabinet and gave them power. Right? I mean, think about the genius.
Nelson Mandela did something similar, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Nelson Mandela did something similar. And it's like, there's the genius to, like, when you come into power, not just surround yourself with people that'll agree with you, but bring in the people with different opinions and different beliefs. You know, powerful. All right.
I have something that it's almost, do you know this? It's almost 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And
Okay.
at
Oh, right,
8 o'clock,
right.
right? So at 8 o'clock every night, I have an invitation that we shake out like all that stuff we've been holding on to, all the tension in our bodies. Normally, I'm out in my front yard doing this, but I don't think I'm gonna bang on this right here in front of you all. But I invite you to howl and shake your body as it turns into 8 o'clock.
And I'm going to go to gallery view so we can see all of our friends doing this. So everybody turn on your cameras and get ready to lead us into a 3, 2, 1, and we'll all howl together.
Just for like 30 seconds or go and see it, all of us letting down the social masking, all of that. We're real together. We're authentic. We're releasing. We're letting it go and celebrating our authenticity, our love together. You ready? And it's 8 o'clock. Here we go. Woo! Ah, woo! Thank you.
Awesome.
That was fun. That was definitely fun. All right, I want to let people know about this beautiful gift that Niyurka is offering to people. So if you go to her website, and it's niyurkainc.com, NIURKAINC, niyurkainc.com, and you are offering, if people put their name in, which I'm going to do right now, and you're offering a free gift. Tell us about this.
Yes, this is actually a brand new digital product that I created called Supreme Influence. Influence yourself, influence our world. So Supreme is the authentic, empowered you, and influence, as I share it here, is inward fluency. It's bringing our thoughts, our words, our sense of self, our vision, our conversations all in alignment. And when we're living in this way, we have creative power to create our life by design in alignment with who we really are. So this is a gift, and you could go in there. You're going to get the first 4 modules. And also, one other thing that I'll share, Scott, which is actually brand new. When you take action on this, you're going to be part of our community. And again, it's free. It's a gift. This week, I've got something brand new that I'm announcing, which you're actually the first to know. No one knows about this. It's top secret because we're not announcing it till next week. But because we're here, I'm going to share it with you. So you'll receive an email about it. I'm going to do a free event for the world. It's called Manifest Your Vision. And that is going to be announced. So in addition to this free gift, you're going to be receiving another gift. So there's an abundance of gifts that are happening right here and right now. So definitely join the community. And I'm deeply inspired to continue this conversation. Scott, I'm so honored to be here with you. Thank you so much for graciously bringing us all together. La, it is always my deepest joy and honor to be by your side, my precious soul sister. And to each of the presenters also, it's been such a delight. And I'd love to have enough time to mention all of you by name. It's just a joy to be here by each and every one of your side. Thank you.
Thank you, Niyurka. And I know you'll be back. We got to bring you on one of the shows where we can spend like a whole hour and a half with you because you've got a lot to share. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, beloved, so much.
It is time for the Global Peace Tribe announcements. And thank you again, Jay Mayer, for creating some of these wonderful videos that we have every week. You know, the first announcement is I want to just remind people, if you haven't already, please do support our friend Ruth Anderson, who lost her home in the fire, the recent Colorado fires. Again, you can go to her PayPal email address. It's right here. It's paypal.com/pools, POOLS/C/the number 8, the letter G, the number 2, the number 8, the number 7, the number 3, the letter B as in boy, the letter 9, the number 9, letter K, letter W. And of course, we're putting that link into our Facebook pages and into the Zoom room. Now, you know, speaking of Facebook, we're actually on well over 100 Facebook groups and pages, but our wonderful gal, Debbie, can only post in so many. So best bet is come on into our Zoom room. There's still plenty of time. We've got an entire after show. We've still got a speaker. We've got music. We've got more happening in the main show. And then at 8:30, we've got a great after show for you. So please come on into the Zoom room. And it's easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, and register. And once you register, you will have a chance to immediately come into the Zoom room and you participate and connect with us directly. And you can also get the links that we're putting out much more easily that way. And speaking of the after show, here's a little preview of what we're going to see.
Do you really know how the wind will blow? Are you ready to flow? The after show. Do you wanna know? Do you wanna know how it's gonna go? How it's gonna go? We got seeds to sow. We got seeds to sow. The after show. After show. Do you know that it's gonna grow? Get ready to flow. The after show. The after show. The after show. The after show. The after, after, after.
So definitely stick around for the after show, which is going to include Fanny and Vigari, Missy Shamanatrix, and all the people that you saw mentioned there. It's going to be really a lot of fun. So I want to remind everybody that what we're doing this new season, we're calling it Season 8 of Global Peace Tribe, winter for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, winter season, is every weekend we're tackling a topic. And we're putting it all under the banner of the awakening world, because that's what's happening. Our world is awakening. And awakening can be challenging. It can be difficult. And so that's why we come together as community in connection. We have empathy for each other. We support each other. We support Ruth Anderson, who lost her home in the fire. We support those of you who are dealing with hard stuff. But we also find that balance of information and empathy and inspiration. And look at how incredibly inspiring tonight's show is. And honestly, every show we do is very inspiring because we're bringing to you people like Larissa Stowe and Niyurka and Terrell and all the people you're seeing tonight that are beautiful leaders from a wide variety of races, cultures, backgrounds, geographic locations, but all with the common vision of, okay, how can we support each other through these challenging times? So every Friday night, we will do a Zoom meeting. We had a great one last night with Michelle Anderson and Michaela and Larissa, of course, myself, and you. And it's now a Zoom meeting on Friday nights, and on Sunday mornings, it's a Zoom meeting, which means we can see you. Your cameras are on if you want. Now, if you're shy and you don't want to put your camera on, no problem. We just see a little box with your name on it. But it's more interactive, and it was really wonderful having that experience of community. So Friday night, we get together, Zoom meeting, we talk. Saturday night, it's like tonight, similar to Saturday Night Alive, where we've got music and video, and it's fast-paced, but it's a webinar. Then we have the after show, which is more interactive. And then on Sundays, we tie it all together. And tomorrow's Sunday show, of course, is going to be with Larissa and myself. And Jason Firth. You're going to meet Jason in just a few minutes. He's going to close us out with a beautiful song. And Eden Amadora, who is a common friend. She's going to be one of my ongoing co-hosts. And while Deborah Giusti is on hiatus, it's such a joy co-hosting with people like Kristen Hoffman, Larissa Stowe, Eden. Andrew Harvey is going to be one of my co-hosts. Andrew is going to co-host a show with me all about sacred inspiration. So we really have some wonderful things planned. Upcoming, we're going to be doing next weekend is Martin Luther King weekend. And so we're going to do a show, a weekend dedicated to his legacy. Really looking at the legacy of Martin Luther King. Where have we accomplished? What can we celebrate? And what do we need to do? And we've got a lot of our favorite presenters coming back for that. Dr. Brenda Wade, Pato and Antoinette, Reverend Bridge Feltis, Oshala D. So it's going to be a beautiful weekend. And then the weekend after that, it's time for the Twin Ray. And I love Shekina Ma and Sananda G. They are so beautiful. So we've got a weekend with them planned. And the weekend after that, it's going to be all about our ET and galactic friends. So we've got a lot coming on. If you haven't registered already, please register. One time you register, you're going to get links to all 3 shows, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. And all those links will be good through the next 3 months until the end of March. So please do join us. Please do register. I want to let people know about a couple of other things. You know, we do a lot of special events. And on Thursday night, I was invited to host a wonderful show with Christy Michaels and Gary Malkin. Who is that guy who looks confused? It's all available now on a YouTube link that Christy Matthews just put together. And it was called A Gathering for the Healing of America. I'm going to pause it so we see something other than me looking confused. Oh gosh, here we go. Here, there's all sorts of things happening here. There's Christy Michaels. There was music. There was Gary Malkin. There was Michaela. All these wonderful people, and you can watch it for free. And that we recorded this on Thursday night, and of course Thursday was the anniversary of January 6th. And again, we don't promote one political organization over another. We absolutely promote unification. We promote unity. That's our politics. Our religion is gratitude. Our politics are unity. So on Thursday, we did a really beautiful 1.5 hour long show. And the link will go to the chat box. Christy Michaels did a great job. So there you have it. That's what's going on. Please make sure you join us every Friday night and Sunday morning live. Zoom meeting. Participate with us. We even in some Zoom meetings, possibly tomorrow, are going to go in breakout rooms. And I'm going to bring Larissa back on because we're also doing something really fun tomorrow. We're going to be collaborating and coordinating with her Shakti Love Warriors and their daily meditation. Tell us about that, Larissa.
Yes, because we are continuing this conversation of the WEvolution that really was marinating on Shakti Love Warriors group page. It felt important rather than having our event happening and a meditation on there happening. Let's bring them together. So we're in a unified field. That's the WEvolution. So we're going to be doing tomorrow a meditation as well on the Sacred Sunday. So from the 11 of the hour to the 22 of the hour, no matter where you are, we're going to drop in and we're going to meditate together. And I always love to do a light activation with that meditation as well.
Great. All right. We've got one more guest speaker. We've got a closing song, and we've got 16 minutes to do both those things. I think it's time for Jody Potiker.
Yes. There she is. Hello, beautiful. So this wonderful woman, Jody Potiker, I met at Shakti Fest many years ago and had a conversation with her. She asked me to come and speak at one of her meetups at the time. And I remembered her, like she was in my heart. And at the time, I wasn't really active at following up on those things, right? And then I saw you again at Bhakti Fest, and we connected deeply and we started working together. And I got to know your mission in this world. This meetup that you created is incredible. It empowers women to come together and to be vulnerable and authentic and to celebrate. And you are all about inclusion and bringing people in and creating connection and community. So you really truly embody this WEvolution and what that looks like. So I felt very inspired to bring you on the show and have you speak about the WEvolution and how it's influenced your life and your community. How does that feel?
Thank you. That feels really exciting. It's a stretch for me, so I'm really excited to be here. And I just decided I didn't need to prepare anything. I just needed to be myself. So that's what I'm doing. I thought I would, share my story, basically, of how I got started in doing all this, if I can. I moved down 10 years ago to take care of my dad from Northern California, from Sonoma County to Southern California. And I didn't really have friends down here. So I decided to go to a couple meetup groups. And so I showed up at a couple meetup groups. I had a fine time. But what I discovered is that every time I left the group, I had met some really nice people. People were friendly. People were nice. There was nothing wrong at all. But every time I left, I never felt like I actually really made a connection, a meaningful connection. And it kept happening over and over and over. So I just stopped to think, what is this? How can I show up to something and not actually walk away feeling like I'm bringing something that I can carry on with me? And so I decided to start my own group. This was 10 years ago. I decided to start my own group, and the foundational principle is that every single person that shows up will be seen, will be known, will be introduced, and that there will be not one person that walks up and feels like everybody knows each other but me. I'm the only one. I don't know anybody. I'm not included. Everybody else is included. And I think that's so often a story, that runs through our heads. It's like, it's such an inside job that we're the ones that aren't included. It's particularly one of mine. So I really focus on that in all of my events. And, I literally take all the new people and gather them up, and I walk them around and through the events in a line. And I just introduce all night long until I look out at every room. Thank you. I look at every room of people, and every person's engaged. Literally, because if they're not, I make a beeline for them and I take them and I bring them and say, have you met this person? Have you met this person? And I do that the whole night. And it's pretty phenomenal. My group has almost 5,000 members at this point. It's a women loving women event. So, and I try to be inclusive within that community. So we include bisexual, pansexual, which is you'll be with anybody as long as you're attracted to them, whether it's a man or a woman. You love people for who they are and not what body they're in. And also we include trans women, which I feel like is really important. I just feel like it's not acceptable to discriminate within this community. So I include that also. And I've just found some real magic happening. It's a culture that's been created and carries on even when I'm not there. It's just a culture. And I feel very proud of it.
You should be really proud of it. I mean, I've seen like your community grow, and there's so much engagement. It's incredible how much engagement and involvement there is. And you can just see how people's lives are changing.
Thank you. Yeah. And, one thing also I've been focusing on is collaboration, like all of us are saying so far, collaboration instead of competition. So, there's a bunch of meetup groups. There's a bunch of groups of all kinds out there. And so what I did is I decided with a friend of mine to create a lesbian organizers meetup for other organizers to come together and share what works, what doesn't work, to troubleshoot, to share our wisdom, to teach each other, to offer support to each other. And then also we cross promote our events that way on top of it. So, if somebody has an event that we want everybody else to post, we post it in there, and then you can just take it down and post it for yourself. So it's just kind of throwing everything together into the pot and loving and supporting each other for all of our groups to grow and be as successful as possible. So I hosted an event this morning. Actually, we had 70 women on, and Larissa, thank you. Bless you. At the last minute on this day of all days, I called her and said, can you come on, please? Just for a minute. And can you sing a song a cappella?
And because of you, I did. I said yes. I'm like, okay, there's a lot going on, but yes, because that's who you are and that's what you create. So
thank you.
How can I say no to you when you give so much? It's like, okay, I can do this. I can show up.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was awakening to new possibilities in 2022. So just a wonderful collection. And I also, I collaborate with so many different groups all over, and I always reach out personally and say hello. Is it okay if I post in your group? Would you like to post in my group? So I have a whole list of collaborating groups all over, and that's part of what feeds. It all feeds. It feeds everything, and it really is working wonderfully. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I also have a couple other wonderful things that I'm up to. I don't want to take too much time on this, but I want to mention, I love win-win-win kind of situations. And, I want to just share with you that I was basically retired, and I recently just decided to come out of retirement and to find a way to extract abundance out of the universe and then direct it to causes, right? Because we all want to donate to causes. Some of us have a lot of money we can donate. Some of us don't have a lot of money to donate. And, it's one of the things I'm doing. I actually decided to be a solar broker so that I could save the planet, create cleaner air, and direct the commissions that I receive to donations to projects. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm developing my webpage right now. And I intend to, with every single system, I intend to make large donations to any and all of the charities that we're talking about. And, I'm building teams, and I'm supporting teams, and I'm helping to build abundance. And it's just how many times do we get to be involved with something where everybody is winning? So it makes me so happy to be able to do that. And I work with some homeless families and lots of God kids, and It's just a wonderful life. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, Jody, thank you for what you're doing in the world. And I do want to show a couple of ways. First of all, what a wonderful name for her meetup. So many women, so little time. Yes, when I was younger, I had that problem. Um, it's a great name, and that's the meetup group. So you can find that if you go to meetup.com/, so many women, so little time. And then also you can find Jody on Facebook. And you're doing so many wonderful things, but I also really love the poster that she's got as her profile photo image. It says, "Forgiveness is unlocking the door to set someone free and realizing you were the prisoner." Beautiful, Jody.
Thank you.
So definitely become friends with Jody Potiker.
Thank you, Scott.
She's got room. She's at 3,500, so there's still room.
Yeah.
And Jody, thank you for the great work you're doing in the world. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
really embracing our trans community. That is so important. So important. Thank you.
Yes, yes, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. We've only got 5 minutes left, so we're going to be a little bit fast. Um, I'm going to keep it to a short introduction from Larissa for Jason Firth, but a reminder that you can get a lot of Jason live tomorrow because he's going to be our guest on the Sunday show. And Jason, I do want us to just all take a breath and acknowledge that today was a big day for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, Larissa, anything you want to say before he gives us a closing song?
I would just, I think I pinned our beloved Jody. Hold on a second. Aha, there we go. This man here just completely is a transmission of the WEvolution, and that's why I'm going to have him speak more tomorrow. But he also shares his beautiful heart and his voice and his songs. So wanted to have him on tonight. And I don't think you were able to do a sound check today. Harmonium to me. Is it possible? I'm kind of hearing that your harmonium you might have your original sound not on.
I put it on. I hope it's right. Does it sound really bad?
No, go ahead. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Go ahead.
All right. I don't need to say anything except that I love to share mantras and help people feel them and understanding. You guys have all done so well tonight. I've been watching while I was driving back, and this is a great song for summarizing how awesome it is to be in the Bob and to create intention to take it out and spread it around. Sound good?
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We are so blessed to have you, sweetheart. So blessed to have you. Thank you for being here after such an intense day.
It's awesome. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May all beings be happy and free. May our thoughts, actions, and words contribute to this peace. May our thoughts, actions, and songs contribute to this peace. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta Suki no Maha.
Jason, thank you so much. And unfortunately, we're both out of time and we're having a little bit of an audio issue.
Sorry.
But just blessing us with your presence on this very significant day of your life. And I'm really looking forward to connecting with you tomorrow morning. And
Awesome.
God's blessings. Thank you, brother,
Thank you.
for who you are. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Love you. Love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Pleasure.
What a blessing that we all get to be part of this beautiful global peace tribe. And I'd like for us to take a minute to drop in and just integrate what we learned today, what we heard. Let's take a few breaths together. And as we breathe together, what's something that you're going to take from tonight and integrate into your life or integrate into your way of thinking? It's nice to breathe with you. Thank you. I want to thank all of our wonderful presenters, performers, and most of all you, our Global Peace Tribe audience. But don't go away. We have a wonderful after show that's about to start. Jay Mayer is hosting it. It's sponsored by Light Touch. There's going to be music and video and some really special guests and surprises. Jay and Jan have put together something really fun for us. So stick around. Here we go. It's time for the after show.
All right. Welcome to the after show. I'm Jay Mayer, your host. And, okay. So, just getting all coordinated here. I think that was fabulous. The Awakened World. What a great name. At first, I didn't get it totally because, it was new, but boy, it really landed. It's like, that's, every time you say it, it's like an affirmation, right? The awakened world, it's a positive thought that is so important and so vital. So we usually start out, this part of the show with Global Peace Tribe invocations and prayers. Just wondering where my tribe is. Bring some people forward. Let's see here. Are you here, Jan? Could you guys help me get everyone here? And yay! So we're all the Global Peace Tribe, and just getting oriented. Missy Galore, welcome.
Welcome, blessings, dear friends. So grateful to share again. What a phenomenal WEvolution.
It's beautiful, beautiful show, Scott, and all the presenters. And I guess we're here to, and Vagari is joining us, and Fanny, the Mystiques. We're going to, I think, do a little light touch prayer pod, and then we've got some incredible music, fun, beauty, truth, love, light touch, all the above. So.
Magic, miracles, good fortune for everyone here. And it's great to have, like if you don't have a church, let's have a tribe. We're so lucky to have a global peace tribe. And the name says it all. If it can be a global tribe, a global peace tribe, it's really an opportunity for us all to make a difference collectively. We're powerful, more powerful together. So I'd like to send out blessings to everyone that's hearing my voice, and our families and the ancestors. May all of our blessings be blessed. And I hope you'll join us at home, wherever you are, just to Let's land this. Let's make a difference in the world. It's so powerful that the world improves and that leaders decide to do the right thing. So I'm going to pass the torch or the feather. The light touch uses feathers. Fanny and Vigari.
All right. You want to go, my love?
Yes, we give thanks for eternal blessings. We give thanks for this special gift of life on this beautiful planet of Earth that we are so fortunate to be able to live on. We are the Global Peace Tribe. And as such, we tune in to our highest frequencies so that we may gather the love in our heart and beam that magnificent light that is love right into our precious, sacred Mother Earth. And all the beings. Yes, we beam our love and best wishes to all the beings that we share this precious planet with.
Yes, yes, yes. Blessings to all people, all children, all mothers and fathers. Blessings to the Global Peace Tribe for awakening the planet to more joy, more love, more happiness, more serenity, more colors, and more thriving in our own lives. And may we shall be happy in 2022 and awakening our souls together. And so it is. Thank you for having us here tonight. And we are fluffing ourselves with light touch. We need to be light. We want to be light. We are becoming light.
It's the light of love, the light of appreciation for all the blessings that we've had and that we continue to have. And yes, we radiate that love throughout the universe. We radiate it to every part of the galaxy so that all beings can share that feeling of oneness.
Yes.
Missy Galore.
We are the WEvolution. We are the lights of love. We are Lovevolution. Living transmissions of love. We are WEvolution. We are the lights of love. We are Lovevolution. Living transmissions of love. So may our co-creation be the healing vibration for all to be. Living in resonance, sweetness, and harmony. Jan, your turn.
All right. That was a beauty.
Blessings on the tribe. So grateful we are here to thrive together. May the love we share radiate forever.
Maybe we could, everyone at home, we could just have a moment of silence. I know that we all have different people in our lives that need, I think everyone has been touched by this pandemic. I don't know anyone that hasn't, experienced some kind of loss. So, let's just together, let's land some good fortune for everyone, that this tide can turn in the right direction, that we can learn the lesson. We have to learn the lessons of the times, which is, we need to awaken. We need to stop thinking of ourselves as separate. We're one earth together, one globe. We're all in this together. So we could do another little, I call it a speed round, where you take no more than 10 seconds, each person, 10, 15 seconds, and send another blessing. I could go first. Thank you for blessing everyone here with your best blessings. And we thank you. Thank you for allowing us to receive them.
I'd like to send blessings out to the whole global peace tribe. And like Nancy put in the chat box, 7 billion people, all healing and thriving and understanding each other and listening and opening hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
May we all awaken to loving light. May we all awaken as a loving, peaceful tribe around the world for all the children everywhere. So it is. Thank you.
Mm.
And let us send blessings to all our mothers, all the elderly people, all the elders that sometimes get forgotten, and all the people who feel somewhat lonely. So let us send blessings to all of them. And so it is.
Blessings to all our relations, seen and unseen, on all sides of the veil. May we be flowing in optimum health and vitality, restoring from within our own body temple, radiating out to the healing of our families and our communities and this beautiful earth where we all live. May all beings thrive.
All right. And we're going to do a Global Peace Tribe reading. Fanny's going to do a reading for us. I don't know if she's going to getting ready now to do this.
And I am ready for you. Just follow me into the mystique room. Come follow me, everyone, into the room of light, of mystical light. So here we are, here we are. Welcome, welcome. Hey. Oh, yo, le, 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 we, le, le. All the angels are here, all the people and the angels, and I will bring your light into the cards. Let's see what it says today. The lights into the cards. Let's see. Hayare komaye. Hayare komaye. But which one will it be today? Which lesson will it be today? Which loving light are we intersending today? I think it might be this one. Let's see. This one says awareness. Let's become a light within ourselves. Let the fire of our hearts bring forth our truth and our love and our light. Let it fall, the shadows of your beings. Let them all fall. And this is actually a very powerful card. Let's see what it says, what the master says, because the masters are the master says, mind can never be intelligent. Mind can never be intelligent. Only no mind is intelligent. Only no mind is original and radical. Only no mind is revolutionary. Revolution in action. This mind gives you a sort of stupor, burdened by the memories of the past, burdened by the projections of the future. You go on living at the minimum. You don't live at the maximum. Your flame remains very dim. Once you start dropping thoughts, the dust that you have collected in the past, the flame arises clear, clean, alive, young. Your whole life becomes a flame, and a flame without any smoke. That is what awareness is. So be within all yourself and let's smoke up the fire and be the fire of our loving light. And that it is today. I'm your star child here, fluffing your world with light touch. And it's a blessing to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fanny and Vigari. And I love that, the idea of the flame being so bright that it doesn't have any smoke. You know, that's really what we want, is we want to burn really pure and really bright. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Now, next, tonight, I'm going to play a video for you. These are some people that I've wanted to bring to your attention for a while. They're touring right now. They're three girls, and they have a fantastic act. They play a lot of 60s. So of course, I love them because I am a child of the 60s, and I have different 60s projects. So they're called the Rainbow Girls. Let's see if we can get this going for you right here. Harvest Moon.
Hi. We have a song that we think is appropriate for Harvest Holiday. And I hear it was this man's birthday last week.
Ooh. Yeah. One, two, one, two, three, four. Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. We know where music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from when we were lovers. I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon is clouded. I wanna celebrate, watch it shining in your eyes. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. Yeah. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Bye.
Okay. Rainbow Girls.
I like them. They're good.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, they're great.
They make me cry. Anything that makes me cry is good. I mean, you know, happy tears. So great. We're going to have another song later on with them. We got actually have their permission to play. We crashed the internet playing a song the other time, so we learned our lessons here. Get permission to do things. ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this part of the show and all the other parts of the show are brought to you by Light Touch. And Light Touch is a simple technique that we use to, as Scott says, awaken the senses, meaning that the senses can be awakened. It's so subtle. It's, that subtle place is where we can reach into the invisible realms. And there's a phone call. We want to, God lives inside of us, right? So we can connect to ourself, if we have the right tools. Just like we can connect to China if we have the right tool on the internet and a computer. So we are really the ultimate computer. We operate the same way, and you can dial in, unlimited support, wealth, divine love for the, exponential financial blessings for the rest of your life. That's always been one of my requests. And it works. Money comes when you go to sleep at night and you're falling asleep and you go, oh, thank you for financial miracles. Thank you. And you believe it like the money's already in the bank. And I didn't invent this. Look it up. Think and Grow Rich. That's where I originally heard about it. You go to sleep at night. And, I would write down my affirmations. Like he said, I created $75,000 in 10 days. And I was asking for 100,000. But it actually worked. I've done it twice in my life. Well, I did it 3 times, but second time I got $18,000 when I did it. I was asking for $20,000. So it's worth it. The subconscious mind can help us achieve our goals. When you wake up in the morning, you're lying with your partner for 20 minutes and it feels so great. And you're hugging and feeling connected. And also share that with the spirit. Say, oh, thank you for miracles, in my relationship. Or thank you for blessing our children. Parents can't talk to their children, but they can bless them. Sometimes there's this communication gap. So I'm going to be bringing up my friend Andre, we're actively bringing Light Touch to Clubhouse. And, he's prominent speaker on Clubhouse and has quite a following. And we did our first show last week, and it was really successful. I really loved doing it. This is Andre Knight.
Hi, Jay. Hello, everybody. Yeah, you nailed it. Think and Grow Rich, and it's no accident, I believe. Chapter 11. Specifically, he talks about transmuting the sensation of touch into manifestation energy. And you're right. The beautiful thing about touch, especially subtle touch, okay? Light touch, light as in lightly, just stroking the hairs, not even the skin, or how a feather delicately touches you. Light touch leads to light touch, as in it turns on the lights, it activates you energetically to the point that you are speaking to the universe in the language of pure light. Now it's the same language, like tuning your radio to the same channel. You're right. If you want to reach China, right? If you want to receive one kind of music versus another, which is really one emotion versus another on your radio, you just change the frequency, you change the dial. So you literally change your frequency to where you and the universe are speaking the same language. And then manifestation is no longer a law of attraction. Attracting, doesn't that feel like work? No, it's the law of realizing you already are everything you wish to be and have. This thing you want has never been separate from you. And that's the realization in that light touch. The beautiful thing about sensation is it instantly brings your awareness to a point. It's like meditation. You're suddenly focused upon a point, all your consciousness. And what you said about blessings and parents even blessing children when they're not there, this has been my realization since the new year. Think of the people that frustrate and annoy you the most, trigger you the most. Whether it's your own family or whether it's the political leaders you see on TV whoever it is that upsets you the most, and bless them. I know it's difficult, but do you want to keep complaining about the world, complaining about things, or do you want to become a force of change? And I believe the way you become a force of change, like literally, I've been doing this. Anything that's been disturbing my peace or anyone, I bless them to be better versions of themselves. Isn't that how you create change? Whoever it is that's bothering you the most, do you want them to keep on bothering you? Or do you want them to change? So bless them to be a better version of themselves. This is my new, I guess you could say, resolution for the year. But I'm going to work on exactly that and encourage other people to do so as well. And let's see how things look in a month or a year.
Jesus said to love your enemies.
He did, didn't he?
You know, because if you don't, you're in constant hatred.
So did Buddha, come to think of it. Yeah.
You know, if the world did that even a little bit, you know, like a little love for Russia, a little love for North Korea. You know, I mean, this isn't a political show, but, you know, I think we should be friends with everyone in the world. You know, help them. Why go to war with anyone? Spend that $1 billion.
We've tried war and hitting our enemies over the head for thousands and thousands of years. Let's try something different. It can't hurt. But literally, it's not condoning anybody's actions. It's not agreeing with anybody. It's just, I bless you to be the best version of yourself. And let's see what happens.
Yeah.
We've tried the other way for enough years, right?
I'm going to play a little video here for you. This is a light touch video, and we're going to be passing the torch around. Different people can share their truths and their wisdoms, and we've got some great videos of Missy Galore and some sing-along stuff, and we can all sing along together. This is a light touch video. I believe in angels, and I'm proud of it, but it doesn't matter if you believe in angels. Just, you know, we believe in something. Something created us, something other than ourselves, and that something has magical powers. And so what we're invoking is the magical powers, and anything that we can do that makes that stronger. That's why I call them the angels. I go, well, if there's any truth to it at all, I'm going to use light touch. I'm going to call them the angels. I do it when I go to sleep at night. I go, oh, thank you for blessing my relationship. And I'm actually having a successful relationship where I failed repeatedly over and over and over again. I'd be successful, and then it wouldn't work out, or, you know, but to be together with someone for 10 years is monumental for me. Has it been that long? So this is a light touch video. We practice light touch together, and I can just say it really works. You know, Jan would go out on appointments. She used to, you know, have a closet design business, and we'd invoke blessing after blessing and do twilight work when you go to sleep. She made 12 sales in a row, folks. She's going to give me a testimonial for that. Here's a light touch video for you. Let's see. It's a quick one. We love movies. Don't we love to go to the movies? This has been a great year for watching movies. So, you know, we're praying a lot for health. You know, Vagari, you know, woke up, didn't feel so great today. And, you know, he's been gracious enough to come and join us for prayers. And I'm thinking maybe we could show Missy's video now. Or did you want to say something?
I would love to. Yeah.
Oh, you want to speak?
Yes, please.
All right. Missy Galore speaks, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I am so grateful to share this digital debut of this transmission that came through, co-written with my beloved as he transitioned from this life on earth to the other side. And it's an All My Relations sing-along in honor of our WEvolution, acknowledging that we are the Lovevolution solution. I invite you all to sing along, co-create with this song. It was a phenomenal experience that Jay helped organize with this amazing light touch constellation. We've got Fanny and Vigari singing from Canada, and Janice and Jay in California, and I'm here in Colorado right now. So we are activating the grids from multiple directions to infuse cosmic affection of light touch blessings and aura fluffy loves. May this song share with you like a cosmic hug. Please do sing along.
Yeah, this is a real example of co-creation. I mean, it started out with, a vocal track and some drums, and then we added all this together. So hope you like this. We do. See if I can make this play. And whoops. Got to hit the right buttons. Here we go. Trying to make it play. Okay, let's try this again. 1 second here. Wow, it's not playing. Okay, let's try one more time. If at first you don't succeed, then you should keep trying until you do. So
exactly, as the beautiful multimedia artist Bill Etra said, the difference between a successful artist and someone who drops on the path is that perseverance to see things through and trust the vision to come true.
Okay, well, I'll play this other version. Hopefully it's good.
All my relations sing along. 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 Song for the earth, song for the sky, song for the earth, song for the sky, song for ancestors by and by, song for ancestors by and by, a song for water, a song for light, a song for water, a song for light, a song to honor the cycles of life, a song to honor the cycles of life. All my relations sing along. All my relations sing along.
beyond. We're connected with our soul. We're connected with our song. All my relations sing along. 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 Beautiful radiant co-creation. 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 All my relations sing along. 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 Beautiful radiant co-creation. 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 All my relations sing along. 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 Beautiful radiant co-creation. Beautiful radiant co-creation. Beautiful radiant Blessings are relations.
Yabba dabba doo.
We are the WEvolution, bringing the Levolution solutions to life. I am so grateful we share and love life. Blessings, global peace tribe, and awakening world. May our WEvolution unfurl.
Woohoo!
It
Wee
is.
wee wee.
So it is. We are awakening to more joy and to more fun and to reconnection to all the muses together. We make it a better
Right.
world.
So thank you for blessing the Global Peace Tribe. And really, if you sometimes are thinking, well, who do I bless? And you want to bless someone, bless the Global Peace Tribe. If everyone in the Global Peace Tribe blesses everyone in the Global Peace Tribe, that's enough. That's thousands of people blessing each other. And that's the future. That's the future of this planet. That's the way we live and grow and thrive together. So I'm going to take us to the next thing. It's called Some Zen, which was invented in the after show. And here we go with Some Zen. Some Zen. That's some Zen.
Cool.
Great. So anyone can say anything. Anybody has a word to say here?
I liked the quote. That was from Rumi, by the way. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. That's just it. Bless everyone. The entire ocean. Yeah. And Gandhi said, be the change, right? Be. I always thought that meant like be a good role model, set a good example for others to follow. No, it's even simpler. It's more basic than that. Be the being. Light touch, it brings you back to the present, right? In that being, because you are the entire ocean, you can literally impact the entire world around you just by raising your state of being.
And it is so wonderful that we do it together.
Yes.
You know, it's not the old was I, me, mine. You know, and the new it's the WEvolution. It's such a great topic. You know, it's a new word, WEvolution, but you know, it really says it all. You know, it's the next incarnation for this earth in the future. 200 years from now, we're not going to be, you know, even 50 years from now. We have to choose peace. You know, it's time. It's time for peace.
Well, you know, the way a fetus develops, when the brain starts growing, the cells divide and multiply, and there's more and more and more brain cells. But halfway through its development, the number of new brain cells slows and stops. And the way the brain continues developing is by the connections between the cells, you see? And I see very much like our own evolution as a species has kind of gone the same way. Like first there was the population explosion, and now that's starting to slow. And now, you know, starting with the internet, but I can't wait to see what happens at the heart level. Like now we're forming new connections between all of us. And yeah, absolutely. Bless everyone. Just put the energy of light and blessings out there on the network.
Yeah. You know what always fascinates me, and it's so beautiful what you say. It's like this holofractal graphic, many paths leading us to that truth that we are already WEvolution. We might not think we are, but so what? It's, you know, we're all part of this interconnected existence. So what quality are we going to bring to that? And how are we going to resonate? But in terms of like the flow of how we beings come to life, it's really such an evocative expression, because we start off as this embryo doing a sacred geometry dance until our cells divide and we're creating our spinal column and holding the physical container for how we're going to manifest here in 3D. And then the first organ, the heart, appears. And it is that heart that is our direct connect to all of our creation. And it communicates with every cell in our body. It's got its own neural network that's communicating with our brain all the time and really linking us up to the divine and that unified heart that is the very pulse of life. And it's so wonderful that we come together to acknowledge, appreciate, celebrate, and uplift this in life, that we can really unite heart to heart and co-create our lives as beautiful art, a WEvolution of the win-win. This is our time. Global
Let us
sky, may
begin.
we shine. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's be the change we want to be in the world. Let's be all that we can be. And let's be too much and too muchness and too much joy. Let's be who we are meant to be from this universal mind, this cosmic energy. Let's be the change we want to see in the world. And so it is. Shine on, so bright, so bright, so bright, so bright. Yes, yes.
And let's have the consciousness that whatever you do for another, you do for yourself. And whatever you do for yourself affects another. And so it is.
Because there is only one self.
Yes.
I mean, there's only one person here, you know, having a multitude of experiences. It's unimaginable that we're here doing this, talking to each other with these magic devices. You don't believe in magic? It exists, folks. We're right here. This is magic. You don't have to believe in God, but you know, it's kind of hard to not think that maybe there's some reason that all this is happening and divine planning and design.
And this really is a time that we're healing and finding our way to come together in co-creation. So many people from all over the globe with their different belief systems and their different structures that really served us maybe at different times as we were in a different way. But now that we've grown into a global society, it's our time to recognize the harmony and diversity and let each frequency flow in its glory, understanding that we resonate so much stronger and happier in our resonance.
All right. So speaking of Missy Galore, we have another video here of Missy. She was just in Colorado. I guess you're still in Colorado.
That's right. I'm high in the Rocky Mountains right now. So blessed to be with the nature spirits here. It's majestic mountains and pristine streams and lots of eagles floating around where I am right now. Tomorrow we're gonna head to Utah and do some grid activations in Moab and continue our WEvolution contributions with here in our Light Touch tribe and across the world in 3D, sending so much love and blessings to our Global Peace Tribe family.
Greetings, gorgeous. Blessed to your goodness. Shamanetrix Missy Galore here to share with you some love and light from this delightful spot on Earth. We galactivate the grids of WEvolution, contributing our heart as the solution to elevate the frequency on this planet during the shift. Let all those yicky things just drift off and float away down the streams of eternity, opening up our flow to the brand new calibration, harmoniously glowing in formation, glistening the light of creation with the waters of our crystalline formation. Yes, it feels so good. May you feel nourished too. I am so very grateful to share these light touch aura fluff blessings with you. The cosmic yum ever flowing as we remember to let it. So may this moment help flow all the goodness through your life, flowing evermore. Crystal galactic fluff through your life with all the elemental forces in the fabric of creation. We support you in your glow and your beautiful, beautiful heart vibration. Life is so much better when we get to share together in this way. Thanks for joining me, dear friends. This is Shamanetrix Missy Galore wishing you peace and heart bliss forevermore. Love the goodness. Thank you for sharing that. The earth spirits are really asking for our love and our unity and holding us every day so nurturingly. Give thanks for this beautiful earth life. Give thanks.
Love the goodness.
So the time is now. There's never been a greater time than now to manifest yourself, manifest your potential, manifest your creativity, manifest your dreams. That's what Light Touch is about. It's about using touch. Everything we touch creates. Name me one thing that you're touching that's not creating. You know, creating is scratching my face. Creating driving my car. Creating loving with my partner. That's what created us. Love, touching, created us. It's creative. Everything you touch is creative. So when we get better at touching, I call it miracle touching. You know, thank you for miracles. You invoke them. You activate the law of attraction, which is activated with feathers. Sex could activate it if you're focused on miracles. If you're focused on sex, all you're doing is activating sex. You know, which is it can be a false idol. If it makes you happy and you're thrilled and you're pumped up and life is good, you know, sex is great. But if you're suffering, you know, maybe you need to add a little gratitude. Now, thank you to the source. Let's not forget the source. Sex is great, but let's remember the source. And that's why I'm bringing Andre up again. He has a group called tantricawakening.net. And, you know, they've got thousands of people. And we talk about waking up using Tantra. And Light Touch and Tantra are like one and the same. Really, it is a form of Tantra. And
Light Touch is 5,000 years of tantric wisdom summed up in 60 seconds or less. Basically is how I would describe it, because yeah, the sensation brings your awareness and energy to a point, and then you put that to use. Plain old sex is very simply one of your chakras opening and becoming alive, and your entire body resonating with its vibration. It's pleasurable and it's wonderful, yes, but it's one of your 7 chakras. And then you have 72,000 what are called nadis, which are minor energy points throughout the body. So Tantra, very simply, a lot of people in the West assume or confuse it with just sexuality, but it's really using sexuality to bring your awareness to energy. You see, that arousal you feel, those things you feel moving through your body, that's energy. Your energetic system is coming alive. Now you circulate it throughout your whole body, basically. You put that energy to use, and yeah, you put intentions with it, absolutely. Here again, Think and Grow Rich, a book written in the 1920s. Check out chapter 11, The Transmutation of Sensation and Sexual Energy. He literally has a whole chapter devoted to this. And this is in the 1920s, you know. So, yeah. And Light Touch just simplifies the whole process. And what I love is it takes like the stigma and the taboo of sexuality out of it. It makes it less scary and more approachable for people. Okay, if you're not ready to delve into the sexual aspects, just stroke your skin lightly and focus on the sensation of that.
And add a request for whatever's in your
and
heart.
Put a blessing and a request with it. Exactly. I like blessings and thank yous, because that's like, rather than a wanting or attracting, that's the energy of already having. You know, you like, you know, thank you for all the blessings I have already received. I bless this amazing feeling of having all the money that I need already here. That's the feeling you want, the already having, that joy, that bliss and that joy. That's the frequency that the cosmos vibrates at.
And we can all do this. I mean, there's nothing simpler and easier than when you lie down, as soon as your head hits the pillow. I have like one go-to phrase that I find really works. I call it divine love. My head hits the pillow, I go, thank you for divine love. And then you can focus that. Oh, thank you for divine love in my relationship, or in my finances, or with my pet who cries for food every time I walk in the kitchen. So I'm speaking of pets. This next thing is called temple cats, and well, I guess the video will explain it, but sometimes, they're cats, and you notice cats are always doing light touch. They're like, I'm going to light touch your leg, or I'm light touching the furniture. They're light touch beings. So I start doing light touch on the cat, and they immediately go into trance. They're immediately like, they focus with you.
There's a reason the Egyptians worshipped cats, because cats have one foot or one paw, as it were, in each dimension, always simultaneously. And yeah, I learned energy work by working on my cat. Actually, he had kidney failure, and the vet told us, say your farewells and spend your special moments. He's got a couple weeks left. And that's if you give him, 3 saline injections per day. He didn't like injections. I stopped all his medications, and I would just literally light touch. But not even light touch. I would hold my hand a little bit above his skin, just intuitively, while he was asleep. And his hairs would stand up right under my hands. And he would start purring in his sleep. And that cat lived another 3 years, I kid you not, with no medications, no saline injections, nothing. Nearly 3 years he lived. Yeah. So that's the power of light touch. And animals, they don't have this skeptical mind. So it works even better on them and with them. Like pets, yeah, practice with your pets. They make amazing teachers. And
they're unconditionally loving. So here's a video for temple cats. You can try it. You got a cat, pet it and start saying your prayers with your cat. Watch him, like it's helping you because it's in their DNA. Just like light touch is in your DNA. That's why it reaches to the spirit realms, to the invisible realms, is because it's written into our DNA that light touches the way, to reach, those hard to reach places called, the indwelling spirit. So here's a little temple cats for you. Yes, and cats and dogs and animals, they love to have a purpose. And adding temple cat, it's actually in their DNA. It goes back so far in time. So we can bless good fortune and healing with our temple cats. We ask them to bless our blessings. You can do this with your dogs too. Just lightly touch him so it feels really good. And you see how he's picking up his ears a little bit and scratching. Scratching. We're on camera. And we love our animals, and they love having a purpose. And if they're happy and willing to help you send your prayers and invocations through the invisible realms to the good higher beings, and help us to activate the law of attraction with light touch and your pets. All right. So, little temple cats for you. And it's nice, anything that works, if you try it and you notice, wow, I'm winning more of the time. It's just it's an extra excuse. It's another reason to pray. I call it invoking because I prayed my whole life and I suffered my whole life. Well, I didn't pray my whole life, but my adult life. But invoking is different. You're bringing it in, rather than you're praying it out. So we've got some more Rainbow Girls for you. We've got a Beatles song. They do a lot of 60s stuff. If you like the 60s, check out the Rainbow Girls. They're all over the internet. They're rising real quickly. This is called Nowhere Man.
Hi, everybody. We're Rainbow Girls, and welcome to our living room.
We got a song for you this week, and this one goes out to our country's biggest nowhere man. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Nowhere man, can you see me at all? Nowhere man, don't worry, take your time, please hurry. Nowhere man, the world's not at your command. He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Peace.
I love that ending. Don't you? I mean, really, it's just great.
So beautiful.
And I love the Beatles. Have you watched the new Get Back? No, I'm not working for the Disney company, but you can get a free week, and you can watch the Beatles on that. They got 6 hours of Beatles for. You've all heard of the Beatles, right? They're English band from the '60s. Really great.
Yes,
So,
a really interesting project showing their co-creative process filmed over days and days. And what's so beautiful about people sharing their art and their heart and their intellectual spiritual wisdom is we get to share these and pass the torch of all these sparks of inspiration, and as they reach back and sing that song, we're collaborating through the generations. And as Andre goes through and drops these beautiful quotes from Napoleon Hill, yet again transcending this time space into a greater co-creation of heart wisdom and WEvolution.
yes. Isn't it great to be alive now? I mean, really.
Yes.
People are coming out of the woodwork. We have the awakening world, getting set to, really, we're already global, and it's just getting better every day, and it's because of you. Together, we can do this. We can grow. It's good to be part of something, and that's why people are suffering so much, is because they're separate. We all need to join together and create as much love as we can, that the world stirs. It stirs up this goodness, and it overflows, and that's the future. That's the hope. I did
Yes.
come up. What?
I have a humble mantra for that. It goes, peace in our heart, peace and love, filling up to overflow. Pour it out, all the world can know. Peace and love.
Oh, peace and love to all the flowing, peace and love to all the making, peace and love to all the beings. I say thank you for the loving. I say peace and love for you and me. I say peace and love for our unity. I say peace and love. And so it is, so it is, so it is with you, and you, and you.
Woo! Thank you for the Heartless co-creation, sharing the love vibes for the benefit of all beings and all the worlds.
The Global Peace Tribe.
Global Peace Tribe.
You know, the more you
Thank,
get into it.
thank you. 10,000 thank yous.
Yes. It's good. That's a nice way to pray. You know, pray 10,000 thank yous. You know, you just imagine it. That light touches it. You imagine like miracles, you know, when you touch yourself. I call it shamanic touching. So you don't get confused with other touching. You know, you touch yourself shamanically so that we can bring forth, you know, our divine powers, you know.
Right. And isn't it fascinating that at the quantum level, as we look at ourselves, we're all vibrating energy, and it's not even so easy to tell where one cell stops and the next begins, and where this skin stops and the energy of the air begins, because it's all flowing and sharing and exchanging. So as we do our touch and caress, we honor that interconnectedness with unifying harmony to nurture hearts for all that be.
Hi. All right, are we having some fun? I'm having fun. We have another light touch video. This is the last video, and then we're going to show Charles Eisenstein. I think that's his name. He made this great video that they showed in the pre-show, and we're going to show it to you afterwards. It really is a powerful video because it's so accurate, and that's coming up after this, unless something else comes up after this. But this is a light touch video. It's an angel video because I like angels. But light touch, you can call on anything. You can anything you believe in, any avatar. You know, you can call on love. Oh, thank you for love. I use feathers because feathers, you know, there's all this activation. There's like 100 activation points, you know, all at once. So here's a little light touch video. Oh, by the way, the first word of power for light touch is yes. Yes is a word of power. The next two words are thank you. So, you know, seeds of thought. And here is this video. Here we go.
Oh, miracles, your miracles. Oh, I see it in your smiles. Oh, miracles, your miracle. I see you in your loving light. Miracles.
Here's the miracle of the harp.
Singing a song for you, singing a song. We are stars, we are beings of light. Remember, remember, remember. You are here to change, to bring the change, to be the change. You are here to love. Remember. That you can be the change that you want to see, and find your flame that you were born. The little heart beat it up to say, why am I here for? But why are we here for? Why are we here for? What are we here for but to love and to shine a love? Remember, there's angels everywhere. You just have to call upon them. They are here by your side. Remember to shine your love, awaken your heart to the best of your beings, the best of your being. Awaken up. Cells are waking up.
That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Bravo. So, thank you. Thank you. This is our production team: Missy Galore, Fanny and Vigari, Jan Kaplan. Scott is part of our blessing network. We're all blessing all of our shows. I just wonder, does everyone see the gallery when I click on gallery here? Do you see the gallery?
I'm seeing you and Fanny and Vigari.
Okay. Well, anyway,
For gallery to work, Jay, you have to have removed the spotlights. You got to remove the spotlights for gallery view to show up as gallery view.
Thank you, wisdom sharer.
So I am going to play this really, really, really short video, and then Scott's going to take us out with, is it Charles Eisenstein? Is that
Charles Eisenstein.
Yeah, really fabulous video. Scott can introduce this. We're going to end with that. So this, I was originally going to end with this other thing. It's called Good Night, Hand Puppets for Peace. So we're going to, this will be our end, and then Scott will take us out. So here we go. Good night from the after show. Thank you. Thank you, Global Peace Tribe. May everyone be blessed. Thank you.
Ta-da!
Peace and love.
Don't forget, bring your hand puppets for next week. Hand puppets for peace. Everybody can do it at home.
Everybody. Yeah.
Hand puppets are people.
Puppets are people too.
Yeah, because we are puppets.
We are God's hand puppets.
We're the
That's what we really
Puppets
are.
are peaceful too.
Puppets are peaceful too.
Puppet
Oh,
Liberation
make it
Army.
stop.
The puppet, the PLA, the Puppet Liberation Army.
The PFP, Puppets for Peace.
Puppets for Peace.
HPFP, Hand Puppets for
Puppets
Peace.
for change.
Oh my God.
Okay. Thank you.
A little laughter for
And
God.
everyone, bring your hand puppets next week if you want. We'll let the hand puppets have their time, to equal time, and to say their prayers. And here's Scott.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jay, for another fun after show. Really enjoyed. I love Fanny's harp. It's so beautiful. And Misty's enthusiasm and Andre's wisdom and Jay's hosting. So it was a lot of fun. And thank you, everybody. Amazing. We still got 60 of you left watching. Thank you very much for being with us. And for anybody who missed it or wants to see it again, we're going to close out with that beautiful, beautiful video from Charles Eisenstein. Here it is.
A gathering of the tribe. Once upon a time, a great tribe of people lived in a world far away from ours. Whether far away in space or in time, or even outside of time, we do not know. They lived in a state of enchantment and joy that few of us today dare to believe could exist, except in those exceptional peak experiences where we glimpse the true potential of life and mind. One day, the elders of the tribe called a meeting. They gathered around, and one of them spoke very solemnly. "My friends," she said, "there is a world that needs our help. It is called Earth, and its fate hangs in the balance. Its humans have reached a critical point in their collective birthing, the same point our own planet was at 1 million years ago. And they will be stillborn without our help. Who would like to volunteer for a mission to this time and place and render service to humanity?" "Tell us more about the mission," they asked. "It is no small thing. Our shaman will put you into a deep, deep trance, so complete that you will forget who you are. You will live a human life, and in the beginning, you will completely forget your origins. You will forget even our language and your own true name. You will be separated from the wonder and beauty of our world, and from the love that bathes us all. You will miss it deeply, yet you will be unable to name what you are missing. You will remember the love and beauty that we know to be normal, only as a longing in your heart. Your memory will take the form of an intuitive knowledge as you plunge into the painfully marred earth that a more beautiful world is possible. As you grow up in that world, your knowledge will be under constant assault. You will be told in a million ways that a world of destruction, violence, drudgery, anxiety, and degradation is normal. You may go through a time when you are completely alone, with no allies to affirm your knowledge of a more beautiful world. You may plunge into a depth of despair that we, in our world of light, cannot imagine. But no matter what, a spark of knowledge will never leave you. A memory of your true origin will be encoded in your DNA. That spark will lie within you, inextinguishable, until one day it is awakened. You see, even though you will feel for a time utterly alone, you will not be alone. We will send you assistance, help that you will experience as miraculous, experiences that you will describe as transcendent. These will fan that spark into a flame. For a few moments or hours or days, you will reawaken to the beauty and the joy that is meant to be. You will see it on Earth. For even though the planet and its people are deeply wounded, there is beauty there still, projected from past and future onto the present as a promise of what is possible and a reminder of what is real. After that glimpse, the flame may die down into an ember again as the routines of normal life there swallow you up. But after each awakening, they will seem less normal, and the story of that world will seem less real. The ember will glow brighter. When enough embers do that, they will all burst into flame together and sustain each other. Because remember, you will not be there alone. As you begin to awaken to your mission, you will meet others of our tribe. You will recognize them by your common purpose, values, and intuitions, and by the similarity of the paths you have walked. As the condition of the planet Earth reaches crisis proportions, your paths will cross more and more. The time of loneliness, the time of thinking you might be crazy, will be over. You will find the people of your tribe all over the Earth and become aware of them through the long-distance communication technologies used on that planet. But the real shift, the real quickening, will happen in face-to-face gatherings in special places. When many of you gather together, you will launch a new stage on your journey, a journey that, I assure you, will end where it begins right now. Then, the mission that lay unconscious within you will flower into consciousness. Your intuitive rebellion against the world presented to you as normal will become an explicit quest to create a more beautiful one. A woman said, "Tell me more about the time of loneliness, that we might prepare for it." The elder said, "In the time of loneliness, you will always be seeking to reassure yourself that you are not crazy. You will do that by telling people all about what is wrong with the world, and you will feel a sense of betrayal when they don't listen to you. You might hunger for stories of wrongness, atrocity, and ecological destruction, all of which confirm the validity of your intuition that a more beautiful world exists. But after you have fully received the help we will send you, and the quickening of your gatherings, you will no longer need to do that, because you will know. Your energy will thereafter turn toward actively creating that more beautiful world." A tribeswoman asked, "How do you know this will work? Are you sure our shaman's powers are great enough to send us on such a journey?" The elder replied, "I know it will work because he has done it many times before. Many have already been sent to Earth to live human lives and to lay the groundwork for the mission you will undertake now. He's been practicing. The only difference now is that many of you will venture there at once. What is new in the time you will live in is that you will gather in critical mass and will each awaken the other to your mission. The heat you will generate will kindle the same spark that lies in every human being. For in truth, each one is from a tribe like ours. The whole galaxy and beyond is converging on Earth, for never before has a planet journeyed so far into separation and made it back again. Those of you who go will be part of a new step in cosmic evolution. A tribesman asked, "Is there a danger we will become lost in that world and never wake up from the shamanic trance? Is there a danger that the despair, the cynicism, the pain of separation will be so great that it will extinguish the spark of hope, the spark of our true selves in origin, and that we will be separated from our beloved ones forever?" The elder replied, "That is impossible. The more deeply you get lost, the more powerful the help we will send you. You might experience it at the time as a collapse of your personal world, the loss of everything important to you. Later, you will recognize the gift within it. We will never abandon you." Another man asked, "Is it possible that our mission will fail and that this planet Earth will perish?" The elder replied, "I will answer your question with a paradox. It is impossible that your mission will fail, yet its success hangs on your own actions. The fate of the world is in your hands. The key to this paradox lies within you, in the feeling you carry that each of your actions, even your personal secret struggles, has cosmic significance. You will know then, as you know now, that everything you do matters." There were no more questions. The volunteers gathered in a circle, and the shaman went to each one. The last thing each was aware of was the shaman blowing smoke in his or her face. They entered a deep trance and dreamed themselves into the world where we find ourselves today. Here we are.
Yeah. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are. Well, thank you, everybody. Bring Fanny is here, and Jay is here, and the lovely, talented Jan Kaplan is here.
Where's my...
Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us tonight. And please do join us tomorrow morning for our Sacred Sunday show as we wrap up this weekend's series of Awakening World, all about the WEvolution. And it's been wonderful having the WEvolution honored through this after show. Thank you so much, Jay, Jan, and everybody. And please join us tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time. Louisa, myself, will be bringing on Jason Firth, who's really one of the co-founders of the WEvolution movement with Louisa and the lovely Eden Amadora. So hope to see all of you tomorrow morning. That will be a Zoom meeting. And again, if you register, go to globalpeacetribe.com and register if you haven't already, and you'll get the links. All right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jan.
Come back in 2 weeks. We're going to have another after show.
Another after show in 2 weeks. And that'll be a great show because the main show will be the Twin Ray, Shekina Ma, and Sananda G. and friends. Eden Amador is my co-host for that show. And then we'll have a wonderful after show. The after show. I can't sing it as well as you do.
Nobody can.
I tell you what are we going to have in my mind? Either there's going to be and the after show, or it might be My Sweet Lord. That My Sweet Lord video was pretty powerful also.
Oh,
All right.
so much beauty and co-creation. Thank you for this amazing transmission. Blessings to all.
Thank you, Missy. God bless you.